coming out on time, unlike the one that last week showed to come out on time. Anyway, it's Critical Leaks, where we, the bottom of the barrel folks, sit, sip, cosplay Red Bar, and overanalyze jokes. Oh, interesting week I've had. Just doing my raspiest stuff yesterday. Google it. Probably won't find anything. So I was doing my raspiest stuff yesterday. But recently, I've been going through kind of a Daffyd punk. Is it Daffyd or is it Daft? I've been pretty into Daft Punk. Was shown to me by my fiance. The only thing I really knew about Daft Punk was I was like, oh, that fucking Get Lucky song. And like always played along like with Bruno Mars and stuff back in the the mid 2010s. It was a popular song right around like take me to church, anyway. So, of course, Daft Punk led me to Interstellar 5555, which is part of the time I had that ego death recently. That was a crazy night. Anyway, then I watched Tron. And I was like, okay, this has got the kid from, is it Four Brothers? He was Mark Wahlberg's, like, little baby brother in Four Brothers. So, like, excuse me, my voice is fucked today. We may have to jump out early. If you're seeing this, then I decided against it. But, so then I watched Tron Legacy. It was alright. I personally think that Jeff Bridges made some really bold character choices. Because if you listen to the dialogue of his character, he's not supposed to be this, like, fucking grouch CEO guy. Hell, he wasn't that way in the original Tron movie from back in the 80s or whatever. That's not who his character was. But I think Jeff Bridges got kind of sick of being the, like, Big Lebowski guy, because if you listen to it, his character has lines like, man, what are you thinking, man, and that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, that's Big Lebowski coded. They definitely wrote this script for Jeff Bridges to come in and play like this cool, aged hippie who's like a tech genius guy or whatever. Jeff Bridges was like, nah, son. Hear me out. What if I make him borderline evil? Just came back and was like, Tony Stark built this in a cave using spare parts. Way more desert in the movie Tron than I was expecting. Anyway, I'm kidding. So then I watched Tron Ares. This is all going somewhere. I'm not just fluffing my noodle here. Then I watched Tron Ares. Now, the storyline, the vague synopsis of Tron Ares, the elevator pitch of Tron Ares, is that, so Tron is this world inside a computer, right? And, spoiler alert, I'm going to give you a couple seconds if you haven't seen Tron Legacy. 3, 1, 2, 0. Alright, spoiler coming up. So at the end of Tron Legacy, this is a big spoiler, at the end of Tron Legacy, Four Brothers, Mark Wahlberg's little brother, and the chick from Aeon Flux, I think, they escape, which is impossible. Don't get me started on the world building behind that. It's fucking insane. They just, where's the biomass come from? Like, fine, I'll suspend my disbelief if the computer can, like, make a soul. Sure, sci-fi, okay, the computer made a soul, and now that computer is trying to spit that soul out into the world. And apparently that's possible, even though they don't explain, like, oh, we grabbed a dead body and we put the computer soul in there. And they could have so easily done something, but they didn't. They were just like, bam, a new human is here now. So the computer from Tron is God. Or is it? Because in Tron Ares we find out that they lack a permanence code. This is going somewhere. Hear me out. They lack a permanence code. Okay? So they can only be out in the real world. This computer soul can only be out in the real world for like half an hour. And after half an hour, it de-reses, which means like computer dies. Right? And they can't figure out this permanence code. And that's the whole thing with Tron Air. I'm sorry. I just can't put my love for Depeche Mode into words. Fucking Jared Leto. That is an exact quote from Jared Leto when he's getting to know Jeff Bridges. How fucking hilarious. But lacking the permanence code, they can only stay around for half an hour. They never did find that permanence code. And that reminds me of a little something. Does that remind you guys of a little something? Born from the computer. Spat out into the real world despite everyone's disbelief. Running around, uber powerful, changing the world forever, but lacking in a permanence code. Something that can keep it around for a long time after it's born from these computers. That's right, my friends. Tron Ares is a perfect metaphor for the Rogan sphere. Oh, he did it! He landed it! We're doing comedy commentary! Woo! Okie dokie, let's jump into some motherfucking content. So what we have here first, you've heard me talk recently about Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. I didn't know Keegan-Michael Key's name at the time, but I've watched a few videos studying his life choices, the people that he surrounds himself with. You may have heard some of this. I don't know. This kind of breaks containment of the Rogan sphere, because these guys have nothing to do at all whatsoever with Joe Rogan or Tony Hinchcliffe or any of those guys. But it is comedy. So we're going to look at Patrick CC, and the guy who taught me the word vehement. Patrick, it's vehement. Hi, if you're watching this, it's pronounced vehement. I only did this so your editor could tell you that. Stop saying vehement. You sound like a Zoomer.
See each other.
Just kidding, Zoomers.
Whenever we have an opportunity,
Okay. So, first time code. Interesting. Alright. So right now, Patrick CC is describing what their forward-facing relationship is between Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. For those of you that don't know, somehow, they are the people from the show Key and Peele, a very, very popular sketch show. The one that Dave Chappelle had to sit and watch Key and Peele do all his jokes. It's not a good Dave impression. Anyway, so, very prolific. Well, everyone kind of thought that Keegan-Michael Key was going to be the guy. Everyone sort of thought that Keegan-Michael Key was going to go on and be the, like, star. And Jordan Peele, the sort of little more underspoken one, very, very talented, everybody knew, but they figured that Keegan-Michael Key was the star. He had a big energy, a lot of star power. Well, that's not how it went down. Because Jordan Peele ended up putting out a bunch of movies like Us and Get Out and all that stuff. A bunch of, like, white people be scary movies. I think, probably. I don't know. I didn't see it. So, I watched things like Tron. Ares, to be clear. So, then their show breaks up, and everyone kind of feels like they're, the show breaks up, and then Jordan Peele goes on to make all his movies, and Keegan-Michael Key has been relegated to insurance commercials, and I do mean insurance, like, that's literal. I'm not being hyperbolic. He now does commercials, which is crazy because he is, though I've never really liked him. He's always kind of like, chill out. It me. But I can acknowledge that he's a very, very talented character actor. Oh, shit, I have my fan on. I'm sorry. Give me 2 shakes. Give me shakes today. Give me 2 shakes, friends. I'm sitting to stay.
Each other that often anymore, which is, to me, a tragedy.
So there's like, unfortunately, in the near decade since the Emmy-winning Key and Peele concluded on Comedy Central, quote, we don't see each other that often anymore, he says of Peele. So this is Key talking, which to me is a tragedy.
Key went on to explain in a separate interview that them living far apart from each other played a major factor in their estrangement. Whenever we have an opportunity to see each other, we do. Whenever we have an opportunity, I certainly enjoy spending time with him. So,
by the way, Patrick, my friend, you hit it big. You hit it big soon. You hit it big early. And I would argue maybe are a little bit green when it comes to like reading. Because it doesn't say that. Listen to what he says, and then I'll read it to you off. Because he's there's a screenshot of the actual article on screen here. So let's hear what he thinks it is.
Apart from each other.
I'm not here to talk shit about Patrick CC, by the way. It's just kind of how I'm tuned.
There played a major factor in their estrangement. Whenever we have an
I'm tuned to 4:30. That's for Adam.
Opportunity to see each other, we do. Whenever we have an opportunity, I certainly enjoy spending time with.
You're gonna be watching me doing this a lot today. Right? My hair is invasive, little penis-tipped hairs trying to get in where they don't belong. Anyone know where that's from? The Big Empty. Any nerds out there? Yes.
Him.
Fucking liars. What are you, Joe List?
So when my
no, we just seem like we should like nerd stuff.
Travels take me to Los Angeles, he's usually one of the first calls that I make.
All through the week. Sorry, I got the doors stuck in my fucking head.
And I go, hey buddy, we're in town. And off.
Okay. I was talking shit.
Opportunity, I certainly enjoy spending. Have an opportunity to see each other.
Okay, here it comes.
There played a major factor in their estrangement. Whenever we have an opportunity to see each other, we do. Whenever we have an opportunity, I certainly enjoy spending time with him. So when
that's not what's written. What's written here, and this is an important breakup, because that made him sound like an insane person who's on like Xanax or something. What he said was, whenever we have an opportunity to see each other, we do. Whenever we have an opportunity, Key says. I certainly enjoy spending time with him, so when my travels take me to Los Angeles, he's usually one of the first calls I make. I land, and I go, hey buddy, we're in town. And often, we get to have dinner, he continues.
Go, hey buddy, we're in town, and often we get to have dinner. Our relationship is like a good friend's relationship, where you pick up where you left off, or the little things that you shared in the past, you just go right back into it again. I look forward to seeing him in 2025.
Okay.
What's interesting is that Jordan Peele gets interviewed way more than Keegan, because
I love that Patrick CC is probably whiter than me, but has the facial hair of a cholo. Of like a refined, good-looking cholo, you know, like it's like he's got like a triangular soul patch and like the mustache. Respect.
He's way more.
It's an ad. He has 2.5 million. Chill. He has 2.5 million subscribers. He's earned this. Dunk on us all. We, the poor.
More active and front-facing in Hollywood, and yet he has said literally nothing about his former comedy partner.
I keep breaking this up so many times. It's like, I know I shouldn't, I should put some of these thoughts away, but that's just never really been my style, guys. I run my mouth. You noticed?
Which creates the appearance
Run my mouth.
That Jordan Peele has moved on, while Key continues to live in the past. Like when Key was asked about a Key and Peele reunion, and he said, right now we're expressing ourselves that way, and I think we'll find ourselves back together. I do not have a timeline for that, but I would jump at the chance to work with him again in any capacity. Fans had no reason to believe that there was any bad blood between them. Maybe they had simply grown apart naturally over time, but that assumption started falling apart after a comedian who worked closely with Keegan publicly shared a story.
Okay, now we're getting into it. So, this seems to be the case.
Him again in any capacity. Fans.
He's like, right now, like, they're going, they're interviewing, they're being interviewed. Key and Peele are being interviewed. They're going, I love Key, I love Peele. We're best friends. We just don't live close to each other. But every time I get the chance, I love to see him. Like, we're like really good friends. Like, when we see each other, we're right there. We're right there. Oh, we all know what that's like, right? But is it the truth?
Had no reason to believe that there was any bad blood between them. Maybe they had simply grown apart naturally over time, but that assumption started falling apart after a comedian who worked closely with Keegan publicly shared a story that completely changed the way people looked at Key and Peele's relationship.
So some comedian told a story that now is changing the way we're looking at Key and Peele's relationship, as he said.
In April of 2026...
Sorry, he's got YouTube documentary voice, which I have... My brain... So with my, the way my brain's tuned, you know, pre-dense before it got, you know, when I was tuned, just a regular old humming brain up there, you know, it was far more human in those days. And in any case, my brain has always tuned things out without me being able to decide that's the case. And a lot of people see that as a bad thing, and it truly is a double-edged knife. But I'll say, when people start using boring tones of voice, or they don't know how to shake up their sentence structure and change up the cadence so people are still listening by the time you get to the end of that motherfucking sentence. It's like, if you really don't know how to do that, my brain just goes... get the like shell shock noise, and I don't even realize I'm thinking about my fantasy world before I'm like, oh shit, you're done talking. And I am not going to lie, shorts have made that. I think shorts have made that way worse. So, fun aside here. Being my age, all drugs were super demonized when we were kids, right? And so when they were teaching us all this like anti-drug propaganda, they told us that meth was just as bad as acid, was just as bad as heroin, was just as bad as weed. Well, then we got to our teen years and we started smoking weed and we're like, I don't feel like I want to kill anybody. Like, oh shit, okay. And I'm not saying weed doesn't have some adverse effects or side effects. All things that are good do, but they lied to us. And then we took mushrooms and we were like, this isn't making me want to jump off a congressman's daughter's house and kill myself or whatever happened, like for LSD. It's like they lied to us, and we tried acid and it didn't kill us, and it's like they fucking lied to us. So I think I have this thing in my head where when people go, that's bad for you, I go, I'll fucking see about that. I don't know. You lied to me those times, though. Drugs are actually pretty cool, and you lied. So, and it fucked up my credibility. So when I hear people, my credibility for them, not my credibility, it's perfectly intact. Look at me. My credibility for them, the credibility they had in my eyes. And so now when I hear things like shorts are bad, shorts give you brain rot. It sounds like hyperbole. Shorts fuck with your attention span, and it's like ruining a whole, you know, Gen Alpha, they're all 6-7'd out because they got fucking brain rot and blah, blah, blah. I was like, chill out, man. Chill out. Go smoke a joint, you fucking squares. And then the other day, I realized that it's come up several times recently that people have been like, dude, like, well, you don't listen anymore. Like, what do you mean, dude? I'm listening. What? You know, my fiance's brought it up, my boys have brought it up, then I start paying attention to it, and I try to pay attention to it, and I realize, like, I'm watching this fucking show, and I can't even, like, it's always, my attention deficit has always been powerful, but, like, never like this. I'm sitting there trying to pay attention to the dialogue, and then I'm doing the thing I did back in school, where I'm like, now, I'm thinking about how hard I'm trying to pay attention to the person I'm supposed to... Fuck, they're done talking. So shorts are, I think, very, 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 very bad for you. And I'm cutting them cold turkey. And I know you've heard me say this before. And that's okay if you don't believe me. I don't know if I believe me.
He changed the way people looked at Key and Peele's relationship.
So anyway, this comedian goes on stage and she's talking about something that happened with her, and that changes the way we look at Key and Peele's relationship.
In April of 2020.
By the way, this is just important comedy history stuff. It won't mean anything soon, but in a long time it could mean something. Right? We're planting these seeds. We go, okay, we're going to make sure we give you the perfect little spot the perfect little water. We're going to let you grow up healthy, but I'm not going to sit here watching the seeds, you know. I watched Seed Never Boils.
26, comedian Akilah Hughes shared her experience working with Keegan-Michael Key.
Akilah Hughes.
Using the not-so-subtle code names of Lock and Banana.
Lock and Banana. Key and Peele.
He is, and I don't think this is too shady, I think it's true, the less successful half of a comedy duo that was prolific in the 2010s.
By the way, they've got like a little band. She's like standing out there doing like her stand-up thing or whatever, telling a story. Behind her, they got a little three-piece jazz band. Little jazz like that was. We got a piano player, we got a fucking bass player. It looks like he has a guitar behind him, just in case. And a drummer. So this is what I want to do now. Let's do that. We'll get people to come talk instead of me, and then I'll just play the piano back here. Kidding, you know I'm way too narcissistic for that shit.
Perhaps,
should be called Critical Meeks.
you know,
Wait, Meek. Fuck.
I think their code names could be Lock and Banana.
Nivon, the #1 rated business travel.
Nivon. I wonder if they're going to have to start using like French-like words soon, because eventually you are just, I mean, not literally probably, but you're going to run out of random orders, random semblances of words that just have, random, like Nivon. I doubt that that's because it's like navigation Antarctica.
If you ever wondered why K and PEL don't work together anymore, watch the next video in this thread. So there is absolutely no confusion in regards to who this story is about. Akilah got connected with Keegan-Michael Key while developing her own sketch comedy show.
I've never listened to Patrick CC with the big speakers on. It's so fucking funny. He's got this like deep bass wub. It adds to it. I think that's like a secret. It's like a trick. Did it work?
Necessarily for his creative input, but because she needed an established celebrity attached as an executive producer to help make the project more attractive to networks and studio executives.
It's actually remarkably common in the industry.
Which is very common in the industry.
I cheated.
But with Keegan came his wife, Elle Key, who supposedly wiggled her way.
Elle Key sounds like a half seal.
To an executive producer.
Nerds, where you at?
Role for the show.
My agent at the time calls me, and she goes, "How is pitching going? How do people feel about Locke?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, they love him. Everybody loves Locke." And she's like, "That's great, that's great. How do they feel about his wife, who is now somehow the executive producer on my show?" And I'm like, I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think people like her very much.
But the strategy was effective. Having Keegan on as a producer landed them an official offer from Disney. Then one day, Akilah was contacted by Jordan Peele's wife, Chelsea Peretti.
Chelsea Peretti from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's been in a lot of stuff. You would recognize her face immediately. If you don't know her name, it's not super important, but she's like a prominent comedian.
Warning her about Keegan's wife and her involvement.
She says, "I'm just calling you because I wish someone would have warned me."
Ooh. Chelsea Peretti calls Akilah and is like, "Hey, I'm just calling you because nobody told me."
She does about an hour of a monologue at me about how, she thinks that his wife is like Phil Hartman's wife.
Let me look at what happened to Phil Hartman real quick, just so we understand that accusation, because people gasp after she says that. I think she, killed him. I think I looked this up before, but let's find out. Not after she killed him, just what happened to Phil Hartman. Spoilers, you fuck. On May 28th, 1998, beloved Saturday Night Live and Simpsons star Phil Hartman was shot and killed. Oh, shit, I recognize him. Damn, really? Fuck, he was everywhere. I remember him in the 2000s. I kind of wondered what happened to this guy. Oh, was shot and killed in his sleep by his wife, Bryn. Oh! Never, ever sleep around a Bryn. Following, Bryn hit me with a car on purpose once. After we broke up, she called me to apologize about it. And I had forgotten about it. We was a crazy fucking relationship. We were nuts. Both just blackout drinkers. So we got fucking crazy. So I didn't even really think about it. And she calls me after we break up. I'm like, hello? Like, I don't want to hear from her. I was fucked up after all that. Like, I went through a lull at that point. I was literally homeless after that for a couple of months, sleeping next to the railroad tracks in my nice little tent. So she calls me and I'm like, what? Like, what do you want? We're not, like, we don't need to do this. We did this. Like, we don't gotta, let's just keep cruising, girl. She goes, oh, I just feel, she was wasted. I just feel so, maybe she was, I don't know, it was probably on acid or something. Oh, I just feel so bad. I was like, for what? She's like, that time that I hit you with my car. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. We were like arguing. We were coming back from the bar. She's driving. I'm being a shithead because I don't know, I'm a shithead. Fucking talking shit or whatever. So I piss her off as I am wont to do. And she's like, get the fuck out of the car. She pulls over, get the fuck out of the car. So I'm like, all right, fuck you. I get out, I put on my backpack, I'm walking, and all of a sudden from behind me, I just see the headlights, my shadow in front of me is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm like, what the fuck, and bam! She hits me, I go rolling up over the side of the windshield, and land on the ground, and then she stops the car and gets out, and is like, oh my god, are you okay? I was like, no! And it was actually, I've been hit by 5 cars, I'll tell you the stories some other time. All in 1 year, by the way. I know it sounds like a lie. There are police reports, too many of them. I got, not for this one, because it was the least worst time I'd been hit. But she's like, get in the car and drive back home. It's like, okay. So, never, ever fall asleep around, gentlemen, look at me. Never fall asleep around a Bryn. Promise me, damn it! Promise me! Just kidding, I'm sorry. Following a heated argument in their Encino, California home, she fatally shot him multiple times and then subsequently died by suicide hours later. That must have been a weird few hours. That's not funny. Super tragic. But it is pretty funny to think how weird that few hours was, where she's like, oh god. Ooh, did I? Okay. Phil?
That she wouldn't trust her to hold a baby.
So Peretti calls Aquila and says,
Hartman's wife.
She thinks that she's like Phil Hartman's wife. She wouldn't trust her to hold a baby.
That she wouldn't trust her to hold a baby. That she once poured alcohol on her birthday cake and this person is sober. And she says,
I've heard this a few times now, and every time I've heard that, that makes me go, what? It's just really, because, like, that's a fucking dick move. No matter what. Like, I don't think it was like, oh, I'm sober, but if I wasn't, I would be eating this spoiled liquor cake now. So either it was a super weird, mean thing to do, where she's like, fuck your fucking birthday, and poured booze on it, or it was like a rum cake or something, and she poured booze on it. It was like, happy birthday, Chelsea, and Chelsea was like, you know I'm alcohol intolerant.
There's no accounting for how much money she's cost that black man.
Despite the warning, Aquila continued working with them.
That is not what Childish Gambino would want you to do, Jordan Peele.
After all, she had quit her job and moved to LA to chase this dream, but it proved to be a mistake. Apparently, Elle, who, remember, was not ever asked to be a part of this show,
So, Key's wife
continued to insert her unwanted opinions in the writer's room.
Key's wife keeps insisting that they listen to her. Now, this is a tough situation for them to be put in, because he's the executive producer. Key is the executive producer, and so Elle Key, his wife, comes in and is like, hi, I'm actually a writer, and I think I can really bring a lot to this table, literally. And they're like, looking over at Key, he's like, sure, Al. We don't have any other chairs, but if you wanna, we can order. Okay, and like this is a reenaction, dramatic. What do they call it? Dramatic reenactment. There it is. Yeah, I'll get you some chairs, Al. And apparently, the advice she gives is fucking hilarious. This bitch needs an eek scale. I'm so sorry I used the big word. I think it's funny because, like, rappers do it and it sounds so cool, but you look at my white trash ass and I'm like, this bitch. Ah, fuck. I can't do it. I can't get away with it. I'm sorry, Al Key. I didn't mean that. I just was trying to be cool. Sorry, bro.
Her notes are...
I don't want to be podcast cringe. This bitch doesn't know when to shut her fucking mouth.
Comedy happens in threes.
Okay, so her advice. This is really good.
In the writer's room.
Her notes are... Comedy happens in threes. The letter...
That's literally like, Google how to do comedy. That'll be the first. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just try. We're having fun here. How to do comedy. You know what? It's really funny. Let's just read this to you guys. This is educational, right? To do comedy, which is just so funny. To do comedy. Start by writing down everyday annoyances or funny stories. Craft them into short jokes with a setup and a punchline. Practice your material until it's memorized and then test it out by signing up for a local open mic. So rule 3 isn't the first thing that popped up there, but edit ruthlessly. Honestly, this is hilariously informative. But rule of 3s is like you've heard it. Everyone's heard it. Oh, comedy happens in threes. The rule of 3s. It's true for writing. As far as I know, in my studies, it's true for all forms of writing. The third time, I mean, we like that. The first time, the introductory time, the time that it comes in and it's bad, the time that it's used for the benefit of the protagonist.
Letter K is funny. And
the letter K is funny. It was her another.
Finally, give the audience some candy. Now, how do you implement these notes?
None of the writers thought her ideas were good or funny, so they were ignored, to which Elle responded by threatening to sue the network.
So she's like, comedy guys, do you mind if can I have your chair, please? Keegan. She sits down in the chair and she's like, okay, so listen to that. Comedy happens in threes. The letter K is a very funny letter. And let's, hear me out now, this is something that I, like, you know those techniques, but this one's an Elle Key exclusive. Give the audience some candy. What? No, I don't mean like resolve the story in a way that's sweet. No, what do you mean? No, I don't mean give them something to really suck on. I mean we should get some Jolly Ranchers, and maybe Starbursts, and tiny Hershey Kisses for those who don't like fruit. I get carried away. I get stuck in these fucking characters. I'm a GM, bro. It's what I do.
Well, it doesn't add much context here, but she's trying to...
By the way, that's why my voice is so fucked. I was doing a hilarious voice. The person I was making fun of at the time didn't think it was very funny, but I promise, I did.
To make the accusation that...
I was doing a Pepe Silva thing. Pepe Silva! Pepe Silva!
Elle was just trying to ruin the project since it wasn't going her way.
Oh, okay, so she's like, yeah, and we give them candy. And they're like, Elle, that is... a thing you said. Awesome. You know what? And this is the line that all the greats use. Really appreciate the input. That's such good input that you know what? I can't even say that's good input, because you could say I appreciate the input to anything. There's sometimes where and most of the time I truly mean it. But it also works as a go-to, like, attaboy for someone that's just trying to talk because other people are talking and they feel like it's their turn. Give the audience some candy. And so the writer's room is like, ooh, those are ideas. Anyway, let's go back to fucking writing the show. And Elle is like, Wait, so no Hershey's Kisses? That's it! And she goes to the fucking network and is like, we need to shut this shit down. They're not paying attention to me. They don't even know that comedy comes in K's, okay?
As a result, the show was stalled and eventually was canceled altogether.
Gulp. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. So this is a great example, gentlemen. Boyos, my friends, you remember the Jasleen thing? I know I kind of probably cringed you out a little bit, talking about how, you know, there was a degree of misogyny in some of what we were hearing out there. I wasn't saying you're misogynists, not us. We're the good guys. But I was calling out how some people weren't realizing how misogynistic they were coming off, right? And I don't imagine that everyone loved that. No one these days really likes Jasleen too much, and I get that, but, you know, devil's advocate or whatever, I'm a contrarian. But in this case, she's guilty! I know it, I'm certain of it. I'm just kidding, I have no idea. But this one feels like a weird one, you know, because, like, Patrick Cece will go on to try to make a point later on. And by the way, keep your eye on Patrick Cece, not in a good way. I've seen some pretty similar video. Oh, I commented on one of his videos once. Because I was like, I like this video a lot. But I like this video a lot more when I saw it on Coffee and Cults. Because he did pretty much a, like, what I think Patrick Cece does, and this is just me waxing the nonsensical. What I think Patrick Cece does is he CC's a good video. He CC's a good video. And then he creates a carbon copy. He CC's that script. And then he starts moving things around. And he's like, what's the point here? And I think he's good enough to change it beyond the strictures of laws guarding against plagiarism, or even just like social ethics guarding against plagiarism. I think he does enough work to make it different, but broad strokes he's telling, this is egregious to me, but he's telling the same story as these other videos have told. I don't think it's technically stealing, but I think it is a technicality that he's getting off on, so to speak. We all get off on different things, so.
And so that is just a project that I could not talk about, that was never announced, that was supposed to be my dream.
Now, first of all, there weren't many jokes in Akila's performance. The inclusion of the line.
How much money do you make and you can't do fucking audio equalizing? Like, how is this so? Come on. By the way, it's a mic right there. You see the little mic stuff on it? We were this close to having good audio today. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Live band made this some kind of exaggerated live podcast.
But yeah, you make so much fucking money, you can't equalize your voice to that of your clips. It's like, you guys break people's fucking speakers, man. I hate to say it, but so does Ryan George used to do that too. I blew out a cell phone speaker listening to pitch meetings. Whole goddamn phone's audio was ruined by it. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. I do love Ryan George. Okay, so we're going to our next time code here. This is an important comedy story, and this is an important swing and a miss from Patrick Carbon Copy. We're going to 2814. 2814. 2814. 2814. Here we go.
He would not have.
How many machines?
What do they call that? Anticlimactic? Or is that against the weather?
Dude, anything after Key and Peele if it wasn't for his wife.
And I saw a video of him singing, and I was like, oh, he can.
Go back.
His egomaniac wife, who has.
For some reason, I fucked up my time code there. I gotta get better at that. I'm sorry. I don't have a Jules.
Kept his own mother and brother from their wedding and systematically cut.
In that I don't have a producer who can like be good at doing time codes and stuff. We're a one-man operation here. Actually, that's not entirely true. Because I couldn't do this without my homies. Shout out DC. Shout out Al. Shout out Comedy Mothership. Shout out Jake over on Twitch. Anybody?
We had a whole fake script on set as a decoy to keep her busy and manipulate her while we shot the actual commercial.
That's so fucking funny. What?
People trying to
Okay, we're going back a little bit. I want to hear this. This, I think, helps bring conclusion to the story. So we don't actually get any, like, finite, like, she wasn't, like, accused, or she wasn't, like, convicted with domestic assault or anything. This is all speculation. But I think it's an important speculation. And frankly, guys, I believe women. And Akila said this is true. Oh shit, but Elle is also a woman and she's saying it's not.
Are to be married to.
It's almost like this logic is flawed somehow.
To their wives. And although all of this can come across as completely cringe, it doesn't necessarily prove that Elle wedged herself between Keegan and Jordan Peele. TMZ reported that multiple sources connected to Keegan-Michael Key and Elle tell TMZ Akila's stand-up narrative is outlandish and fabricated nonsense.
Okay. Let's explore that claim, shall we? Multiple sources connected to Keegan-Michael Key and Elle tell TMZ that her stand-up narrative is outlandish and fabricated nonsense. Okay. Well, then why do it? Clout? Sure, but you're risking a defamation case, right? Like, if Akila just came out here and lied about all this, said some very, very defamatory things that are just completely baseless and untrue, and Elle can prove that, and Akila she has no backup whatsoever. She doesn't have any of these messages. She doesn't have Chelsea Peretti to be like, yes, I called and said this, and yes, this is fucking true. Like, okay, so first of all, if it's not true, if this is outlandish and fabricated nonsense, that is literally what defamation suits are for. You're Elle Key, I don't think you're above it, right? So let's suspend that. Why? Let's track the motivations. As storytellers, it's important that we constantly track the motivations of the characters in front of us. We need to know what's driving them to the next thing. And if they don't have any motivations, we need to go way back and figure out why not. Right? So what's the motivation for Akila to do this? If she's just risking a lawsuit, and apparently Elle Key did nothing wrong to her. This is outlandish and fabricated. So if Elle Key did nothing wrong to her and she's risking a defamation lawsuit, why do it? Is it really worth the, like, passing clout to suddenly have everyone calling you a liar and we can prove it? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Does that make sense to you? I'm not going to tell you what makes sense. I'm going to ask you. Does that make any fucking sense to you? Why would Akila do that? There's been no transgression according to Elle, so this isn't vengeance for anything. So why? Because she wanted Critical Eeks to talk about it? Probably. Anyway, doesn't make much sense to me.
Akila fired back by posting screenshots of DMs.
Oh! Screenshots of DMs. Oh, they didn't post them all. Okay, I think he's gonna read them.
Entirely anonymous, of people trying to corroborate the narrative that Elle is a control freak.
Okay, looking not great, Elle.
We had a whole fake script on set as a decoy to keep her busy and manipulate her while we shot the actual commercial.
Can you imagine being Elle and hearing this and being like,
She kept his own mother and brother from
they're holding her fucking script like, I knew it!
their wedding and
That's why my commercial never came out.
systematically cut everyone who was close to him out of his life.
Let's go back.
And brother from their wedding and manipulate her while we shot the actual commercial.
Here we go.
She kept his own mother and brother from their wedding and systematically cut everyone who was close to him out of his life. So Locke was my godfather growing up and was best friends with my mother all through college. So he had a huge impact on my life until he remarried his now wife. She completely changed him and the way he treated close family and friends. Not too long after he remarried, he cut off my mom and even his own family in a way. It seems that people...
What was from his what? His ex or his niece? What was that? What was this? Locke was my godfather. Okay. Damn. Here's the thing, gentlemen, ladies, all people. It can be very, very hard to know that you're being manipulated. It can be very, very... So keep an eye on it. I had to tell my friend this the other day. I'm like, bro, I'm not saying anyone is anything. I am just saying we need to be careful and guard ourselves. We're sensitive people, right? So we got to guard ourselves. And if you're noticing that you're consistently not happy and you're not sure why, because it's not your normal state, the Buddhists would tell you to look inward. But fuck them. Look around you. What's fucking you up? Looking inward in the case of manipulation and gaslighting doesn't work. That's how it works. That's how the whole orchestration goes, because every time you look inward, your mind is going like, I thought this, but I guess this. I've been told this so many times that I think maybe it's this. Like start tracking. Keep little notes for yourself, Key. Because, I mean, not me, but people are worried about you.
People have entirely bought into the narrative that Keegan was this innocent comic legend whose career and friendship with Jordan Peele has been destroyed by his egomaniac wife who has to control every little thing about him.
So now he's trying to be kind of unbiased, I guess, but listen to what he says. So he's like, everyone thinks the evil wife, Elle, is doing it, but...
But not many people are willing to cast blame on Keegan himself, who seems...
Okay. You know me, I'm a contrarian, I'm devil's advocate, I'm ready, let's go. Let's hear him out.
Seems to admit that he didn't know his own potential, didn't believe in himself, and even can't dress himself.
So this conclusion connects to a few things he brought up in the video. Let's go claim by claim here. We're going to do it.
Admit that he didn't know his own potential.
He didn't know his own potential before he met Elle. Isn't that inspiring, guys? He was just some loser. And she came and found him. And she whipped him up into the star that he is. Oh, wait, no. They met like 5 years after Key and Peele had already started. Key and Peele was a phoenix in the first place. Both of them had just gotten shows canceled. They had written for shows, and the shows never came out. And so their shared agent was like, hey, do you guys want to work together? You did well together on MTV. I got some strings I can pull. Let's make a sketch show. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. There's nothing in his history that says he wouldn't have had the ambition to go on to become a commercial actor. Okay, big swing and a miss, but that's just strike one.
Didn't believe in himself, and even can't dress himself.
Can't dress himself is, I guess, strike 2 and 3, because what he's referring to is earlier on in this video, he is on a talk show, and they're like, I love your outfit. How much of this outfit is your choosing? And he goes, honestly, my wife chose, oh wait, here it is, I think. Here it is.
Do it.
Impact.
Ads. He earned them, guys. We deserve to have to take this beer ad. Sorry if your life has been ruined by alcohol and you constantly crave it, and seeing it thrown in front of you at all times is incredibly taxing or a testament to your strength in any way. I apologize for that.
Year-old man says his wife even picks out his clothes because he can't do it.
Impeccably.
Ooh, does he? Let's go back and hear that full claim.
She's right.
And if that didn't convince you, there's another moment where the 50-year-old man says his wife even picks out his clothes because he can't do it.
Okay, he does. Let's hear him.
Impeccably attired.
First of all, this is terrible. The outfit he has on is absolutely terrible. It technically those colors all blend together, but there is absolutely no attention paid to the hues of his skin. That's why you put on a certain color, you know, like you try to wear red and it's like, oh God, why do I look more pale and simultaneously sickly red at the same time? Like, oh no, it's because you have these undertones to your skin. And these undertones play off of what you're wearing. And these make his undertones, makes him look pale and gray. This man has magnificent golden skin. And you, Elle, made him look pale and gray in this shit outfit. Quit trying to dress him up like he's your little fucking sailor. This is not a good outfit. This is just a guy being nice to his wife.
I want to know what percentage of this is your choice versus your wife's choice? Because I know that your wife, Elle.
Look, yes, my wife, Elle, is here. She is here.
Here she is.
Yes, my wife, Elle, has impeccable taste. So I'm one of those people who likes to leave things to the experts.
Oh, okay. You like to leave things to the experts, which according to Patrick CC is you saying you don't know how to dress yourself. Wild swing and a miss, kid. Drink some fucking water.
So everything on my body was chosen for me today to wear by Elle.
He seems to seek validation.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's hear that one more time. So at what point does he say he doesn't know how to dress himself, Patrick? You're the millionaire YouTuber. You should know. We're gonna listen to the whole thing one more time, because fuck this fucking guy. I love how I started as being like, I like Patrick CC. I'm not here to talk shit about Patrick CC.
Of this.
Fuck this fucking guy.
Impeccably attired. I want to know what percentage of this is your choice versus your wife's choice? Because I know that your wife, Elle.
Look, yes, my wife, Elle, is here. She is here.
Here she is.
Yes, my wife, Elle, has impeccable taste. So I'm one of those people who likes to leave things to the experts. So everything on my body was chosen for me today to wear by Elle.
He seems to seek validation from...
Oh, not at any point in that. Not one single point did he say, funny story about me. I'm actually completely diagnosable. I can't even put on clothes. How am I supposed to know how to put on clothes? I have a nice smart wife for that. That's... First of all, if he said that, he would have been being nice to his wife. And second of all, Patrick, you fucking liar, he didn't say that, man. What are you on about? It's funny, because when I found this, I didn't even clock this as the most egregious part. But no, he didn't. Stop, you're lying. You're just lying to advocate for the devil. You were like, I need to come off as more unbiased because this isn't a takedown. So what can I say to Elle Key's, on Elle Key's behalf that makes her look better? Lies? That's all you have.
And I was like, oh, he can really sing. I mean, this is amazing. He said he was like a sports car that's stuck in traffic. Like, he has all of this power and all of this energy. And, like, what is he doing with it?
You're the traffic, Elle!
That's the best analogy.
Why aren't you, like, what?
Beep, beep, motherfucker, it's green. Get out of the way.
Why aren't you out there going 120 miles an hour? Like, why are you stuck where you are?
Because there is a big white van in front of him.
Since people were introduced to Keegan and Jordan as a comedic pair with incredible chemistry, it made fans assume that they were inseparable.
Anyway, we've heard Patrick CC. Let's give him backwards claps, because this is how you know it's sarcastic. Good job, Patrick. We all respect you. Speaking of people I respect, guess who we have coming up next? If you read the description, you know who it is. It's TNB, Timmy Nobre. Bring him on down, security. I don't let him walk around here on his own. Timmy No Breaks hosted Kill Tony the other day. Woo! Wow! I bet that rules and isn't weird and lame in any way. I'm kidding! Otherwise he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be here on my metaphorical screen. See, we cosplay Red Bar. the sunglasses. You see. All right. So we're starting right off. This is his introduction. He's coming out.
What the hell is he doing? Wait, who's that? Wait, who the fuck is... It's Timmy Newbury! Oh my god! He's over there! What the hell is he doing over there? A man of the people. Man of the people, Timmy Newbury. Speaking of safe from the audience. Oh my god. In the history of the show is joining
Cal Tony Band. Gotta be in the list.
us for his first time ever on panel.
How the fuck are we doing?
Oh, so you call me Don Cheese.
Hey. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
young
meet you.
boy. That's good.
So here's fucking Timmy No Breaks.
I'm Timmy. What's your name?
Brad.
Brad. Hell yeah.
Timmy, welcome.
I'm Timmy. What's your name's a clear like dig. I won't lie. The first couple minutes he came out, it made me laugh a few times. I have to be again, credit where credit is due. He made me laugh a few times. So.
Is this your son?
We do both look like reject Jeff Dunham puppets.
Shut the fuck up. You need a nap, bitch.
You need a nap, bitch. It's funny. He's talking to Brad Williams. Now, Brad Williams is, of course, as you know, what we like to do is keep the switcheroo alive, baby. I've seen other people doing it in the comments. Sure, it's my influence. 300 people saw one of my videos in the last month. So, it's got to be me. What we got to do, we keep it alive. In honor of Mike, we keep it alive. We go in the comments and we say, anytime you see Brad Williams on fucking anything, you click it. You get in the comments and you say, I like Brad Williams, but I prefer Carlos Mencia. Can you get them to pull the old switcheroo for me again? So, we got the old switcherooster himself, Brad Williams, sitting next to Timmy No Breaks. Of course, Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband on the far end there. So let's hear what Timmy does. So remember that Timmy's whole thing, we talked about this last week when we watched him on Jeremiah, but Timmy's whole thing is that he comes out and he's like, this show sucks, fuck you. Hey, what's your name? Stupid name, hate this show, I hate you too. What's it going? Turn the lights down, turn them back up, turn my mic down, turn it back up. That's what he does.
Oh my god. Get this guy a juice box. I mean, come on.
So fucking quiet.
That actually sounds delicious right now.
Heidi, if you could get Brad a juice box, that'd be great. Timmy No
Fuck, you gonna get a juice box in Austin, Texas.
Breaks, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest stars in the history of this show. Biggest and blackest on YouTube, the new special, youtube.com/Timmy No.
I'll say, as much as that special pissed me off, I think that it's funny that he is just like plugging it as though it matters. That's pretty anti-comedy of you, Timmy. So, respect.
Breaks. How exciting is this?
Yeah, it was just a matter of time. Can we turn my microphone up and everybody's else down, please? Is that possible? Also, why is mine red and yours is gold?
What do you?
So Tony always has a gold mic. It's his thing. He's the golden pony, you see. We haven't heard that in a while. Why did he stop going by the golden pony? You remember that? He was the golden pony. Tony the golden pony. That was like... You see, this is why it's easy to get gaslit, especially when you got brain damage ever since the day I was born.
You want to switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eminem.
Change my mind.
So he goes, yeah, I want to switch. Okay, cool. So now they're switching out microphones. So Tony, who is a showman, his special just came out, and I watched it. And we're gonna watch it together. Well, we're gonna critique it together. We're not watching it together. That would imply that it's any kind of replacement for the original. It is not. It is a review. You won't be able to see the screen. The audio will be mixed with some delightful piano. And we're going to do it together. Then once I have that setup going, we're doing that. We're doing Burn the Boats. We're doing them all, man. All the hits, all the classics. But, so Tony's a showman. And he goes, oh, you want my microphone? And it is actually funny that Tony is like, sure. And he unplugs it. You don't twist it, but this is for the drama of it. You pull it out. What you do is, well, I have a microphone right here and a cord right here, it turns out. So, see these 3 prongs? This is an XLR cable. Those 3 prongs go into those 3 holes. You look, you line them up, you click it in. And then you can go, hey, turn down my microphone. Hey, turn it up. Oh, my shit's cold now. Hey, oh. So, very, very easy to do. So it shouldn't take long. Tony's just gonna quick pop it out, hand him over the mic. Couple of professional comedians, one of whom has a special out on YouTube, the other is on Netflix. Pop it in. Boom, bam. What's the holdup? Right? Kind of a lot of dead air, fellas. Tony clicks his microphone in.
Whatever.
Tony's in there. Now he's looking down at Timmy No Breaks, who's doing this. This is so bad. Like, I don't even want to, like, pretend. If you bend one of these prongs, it's, I'm not saying it's a death sentence. These SM58s are tough, but, like, it's a bitch. It can really suck, and it can fuck up your cables because you fuck up the port because it's not going in there. It's working weird angles. So, it's not great. Tony is judgmentally looking down. Oh my god, I need a screenshot of this. Look at this fucking... John Dees, who is a professional musician and has been plugging in microphones since he was 12 probably, is literally looking over at Timmy No Breaks, eyes all stoned out like this. He's going... Like, this motherfucker. You don't know how to plug in a mic? Oh, right, you've been doing this for 2 years, and you're not a phenom. You're just like, you stumbled on a very interesting caricature, because you're not a character. You're an exaggerated personality. You're a caricature.
What do you want, Timmy? You get... Oh,
you know what? Before we keep doing this, I have to pee. Be right back. Piddle and 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 All right, we're back.
Wow, you literally don't know how to do this?
Oh, I stopped right in the middle of a moment. I'm sorry. I was just talking shit.
If you talk to me,
I had to be so bad, bro.
Change my mind.
Okay, so they're changing their minds. They're plugging and unplugging. What's funny, and I just got this. Listen to this, because he's like, Tony goes, "Do you want to switch microphones with me, Timmy?" And Timmy No Breaks is like, "Yeah, I changed my mind." Listen up.
Also, why is mine red and yours is gold?
What do you want to switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Change my mind.
He said, yeah. Changed my mind because he realized, oh shit, I don't know how to do what we're about to do. I just signed up for something that's gonna make me look like a jackass in front of Druid the Punk. Somebody goes, no way.
Change my mind.
I'm watching his hands very closely so I can reenact this exactly. So right now his hand's like this because Tony's handing him the mic. He's on Tony's left. Okay, Tony's on his left. So he say hands Tony the mic. Tony's handing him the mic. He grabs it. Hit the mic cord. Sorry, I'm so excited about this.
Whatever you want, Timmy. You get. Oh, wow! You literally don't know how to do this.
If you talk to me.
It's worse than I thought. Guys, it's worse than I thought. Kill Tony 771. Go to Kill Tony number 771. Go to time code 747. Easy to remember. You can see it yourself. I have a broken mic laying around here somewhere, right? Where'd that little piece of shit? I got a bunch of old microphones I can fuck around with, but anyway. I literally, when you saw me doing it, I wasn't being crazy enough about it. Bow, baby, bow, bow. Oh my god, are you guys okay? Are you okay? I mean, good fall, buddy. Hey, that was a good one, huh? Yeah, get up. Let's get you a Band-Aid, my man. That looked like it felt not great. How you feeling? We're good. We're tough. Good job. See, you keep a happy face. Fuck, it's so far back. So far down. Just cheat a little bit here. I'm sorry about this, guys. This is not very professional of me. Wait for it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me get this out of here. Aha! We're back. Critical leaks. Okay. So it's literally worse than I thought. Why did it fall? Oh, because it's up there. Anyway, Timmy doesn't know what he's doing and totally messes this show up of his. So he's like shaking because he knows, like, oh fuck, I fucked this up. What do we do? Because he's a fucking open micer. He's never set up a mic before. The mic's set up. It's named after the fact that the mic is set up. You go in there and it's there. It's crazy that he doesn't know. And this literally is just on our show to demonstrate how green Tim Stiefler is.
Change my mind.
No shit.
Whatever you want, Timmy. You get. Oh, wow! You literally don't know how to do this.
If you talk to me like that, I'm gonna hit you with this golden penis.
If you talk to me like that, I'm gonna hit you with this golden penis. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Good save, Tim. Good save, because not knowing how to plug a mic in is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, I knew how to plug a mic in, I'd say at 12, maybe 13. Like, we had microphone. And by the way, I'm not one of those, like, my parents bought me a cool guitar thing. I corn detasseled for my first drum set. Corn detasseled. I was out on in a bucket, like this is what they called it, a bucket. You're in this giant tractor and it's got these big arms with these baskets that you sit in, and there's you and one other 13-year-old, and you pull when corn near the end of summer starts to get those like fuzzy things on top, the like things that sprout out of the top of the corn. It's called a tassel. And when you're making hybrid corn, you yank those out, but they can't do that with a machine because you could fuck up the rest of the corn. So what they do is they hire a bunch of local preteens for $5.05 an hour, and I'm not exaggerating. Maybe $5.15. We'll say $5.15 an hour. I think that's what I made my second year because you get a raise, but we'll say $5.15 an hour. You're just out there pulling tassels. And I did that for an entire summer, waking up at 4 in the morning to get to work at 5 to get to the cornfield at like 8 because we were going way out in the middle of bumfuck farmland. My point is, I had bought the microphone. I already knew how to plug in by 14. What's your excuse, Tim?
I'm gonna strike you, bitch.
Whatever Timmy wants, as you know, historically, I let him do, and this show's history. He's the true alpha dog. How about one more time for the best damn band?
Pretty good band. I'm kidding, they are really good. Each one of them in their own special way. Alright, so now we're gonna jump time codes here. Heading on up to old 1308. Feeling 13-0 great.
About it?
Ooh, we got Pat O'Neill. This guy, the weird looking dude.
Trigger you or something? Or was it just, did you do like all the Adderall all at once? How do you end up looking like that exactly?
Well, Adderall I don't consider a drug, but yeah, I stopped drinking.
Nice.
Things weren't going well drinking for Pat.
Yeah.
Stopped that, and cocaine closes your nose, and I like to breathe when I sleep.
Very good.
So,
Pussy.
I just say, I've been looking up to this man for some time now, nearly 2 months.
You're not talking about him, right?
Timmy's stepped on this guy's line. Pat O'Neill, who actually is funny and actually has been practicing stand-up comedy instead of just floating around the Austin scene being like, what if I were to do a character that doesn't respect anything that we love? So Pat is actually funny. And he goes, can I just say, I've been looking up to Timmy No Breaks for a long time, like 2 months now, because Timmy No Breaks is a nobody, and he just popped up, and he's not a nobody like he's a rising star. He's just a gimmick that wouldn't leave himself contained to the show that he made sense in. He's a gimmick that should never have left the bounds of Kill Tony. Maybe in 5 fucking years, when we're all like, seriously though, who is Timmy No Breaks? Instead of like a week later being like, oh, my name's actually Tim Stiefler, and I'm quite tame. So Pat O'Neill burns Tim Stiefler, which is interesting because Pat O'Neill is the newest regular, not golden ticket winner, regular. Pat O'Neill is the newest regular, which means he's probably king of 6th Street these days. Timmy No Breaks was probably the yester king of 6th Street. And Pat, who's cool, it seems, doesn't respect what Timmy does enough to not, we'll call it razzing for now, shall we?
This man for some time now, nearly 2 months.
You're not talking about him, right?
Timmy points to Brad, who's a dwarf, and is like, you can't be looking up to him because he's a small guy. Also, I'm going to make a lot of kid jokes, and that's pretty much my repertoire for this.
My goddamn life.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, my
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
11 years old. What are you fucking talking about?
He's making fun of you, you fucking prick. He's shaking so bad, dude. By the way, it's probably diagnosable. I'm sure it's not his fault. But that doesn't matter. I hate your shaking hands, man. It freaks me out. It gives me the fucking... the ick, as the ladies are saying to me.
This is my Make-A-Wish.
You're gonna die, my friend.
This is my Make-A-Wish, you're gonna die. Did you think that Make-A-Wish was like, they give a dying kid, the kid's like, I want to be alive, and they're like, bippity boppity boo, yes. No, I think it's like, I think this kid's gonna die anyway, so this doesn't make any sense. It's almost like you don't know what you're talking about.
Pat O'Neill, you're absolutely fantastic.
Pat, you look like you have about 5 of me buried in your basement.
Brad. That's another swing and a miss from Brad Williams. Oh, Brad. Teeny tiny little claps for you.
Well.
Not because you're a dwarf. Because you suck.
I do.
Good save, Pat.
Brad, take that again. Take that.
So then Timmy goes, Brad, take that again.
I do.
Big laugh, everybody. And so Timmy, who does his whole thing is, I don't respect you or your show. Isn't that funny?
Brad, take that again.
You hear that fucking silence?
I do.
Let's listen to this again. Hear when he says, take that again. Listen to the silence. The abysmal reticence that follows those words.
Brad, take that again. Take that roast.
I've never heard the mothership this quiet once.
Brad, take that again. Take that roast again. Take it again. It didn't hit. So I think if you take it again, you say that's a punchline. Afterwards, it might hit harder.
Let me just say
So he ran out of steam, but he's only 15 minutes into a 2-hour show. This is probably fine.
the only reason I don't think it hit is because I don't think it's believable that Pat O'Neill has a basement.
But, like, Tony's still got his back. I mean, he's still his boss. He's still his guy, right? These guys are still on a team. Tony's still like, yes, I'm subservient to you, master. Like, and so, you know, the Kill Tony boys are still having fun. But even Tony's got this look on his face like, okay.
It's
almost like the character Timmy No Breaks lacks a permanence code.
Only part I think was missing. If he would have said in his like vent ducts or something like that.
See, yours didn't hit either, so I think you should take it from the top.
Timmy just said to Tony on Tony's show, see, yours didn't hit either. I think you should take it from the top. And they're still playing around, but Tony's got a look in his eye right now that's like, what'd you fucking say?
And I think you should maybe act out a basement. Be like, I'm in a basement. I'm giving advice here.
The thing is the only reason his character stopped working, and I truly believe this, even though I just thought of it, the only reason his character has stopped working is because we know who's behind it now. We know you're a lame Minnesotan who's green as fuck. Like, we know that you're just a boring guy, and so when you're like, I'm doing this thing, like, you should have left it nebulous, bro. You should never have told us where you begin and where Timmy No Breaks ends, like I said last week. I'll probably say next week, too. Premonition? Perhaps. Now we all know that you're just this weird, meek guy. Go assault someone in public. You need to really, like, harden up your image. Last week I suggested a drug addiction. You seem to satirize that. You don't want to do drugs? Fine. You don't want to drink too much booze? You don't even want to be a helpless cigarette smoker, like I suggested? Okay, fine. Then here's what we're going to do. You don't want to do drugs? How do we make you cool? Crime. We make you do crime. Think about it, Timmy No Breaks. You'd be a great villain. A much better villain than you are a comedian. You can just run around the fucking defund the police ass fucking Austin 6th Street and just be like, give me your fucking purse. You'd be like, oh, all right. Wait, you're Timmy No Breaks from Kill Tony. Give it to me now and turn off your lights.
I think you should take that from the top. Do the act out again.
Oh, we're spiraling, gentlemen. This is all bombs. Bombs away.
I think you should maybe act
I'm a kamikaze.
out a basement. Be like, I'm in a basement. I'm giving advice here.
I think you should take that from the top. Do the act out again.
Well, you take it in the bottom.
Again, Tony's a pro, so he's laughing. But even the crowd is like, this is getting weird. It's getting kind of weird.
You son of a bitch. Pat O'Neill, you got the show jump started. Thank you so much. The newest regular on Kill Tony.
All right, Pat O'Neill, newest regular on Kill Tony. Very, very cool. But we got more time codes on this motherfucker, don't we? And don't worry, in about 10 minutes we will be doing a reading from the autobiography written by Corey Feldman. Wait for it. Drum roll. Choreography. Hit space because I was going to hit play. Didn't really punctuate that well. So we're going to 23:17. 23:17. 23:17. 23:17.
Big man.
Okay, so like a world champion jiu-jitsu guy who's like this like giant black dude with his like Cisco hair, which is just like a black dude with bleached hair. So I guess it'd be Cisco or Rodman, right? He is kind of like a. It was like if you took all of the human mass that was Dennis Rodman, just like smashed it down into a guy who's like 5'8". That's what that dude looked like.
I accidentally sound like the president. Oh my god!
By the way, if on the off chance you're hearing this, please don't kill me.
I'll tell you what's not gay. That right there.
They're gonna come after me if I let this play too much.
I want that shit.
You want to?
Yeah, he gave me something that isn't Tony's water.
Okay, that's not true. That's not a thing. No one talks about that. That's not a thing.
Never mind.
What do you want? Do you want something to drink, Timmy?
Can I just get like a sparkling water and some garlic bread?
Sparkling water and garlic bread for Timmy, please.
Ooh, Tony didn't really think that was very funny. Tony's getting a little cold, Timmy.
There you go, sparkling water. What a little diva.
Wait. What was that? We're going back. We're going back because I think I missed something. So Heidi brings out some water. This is so important. I'm so glad I fucking caught this. Heidi brings out some water.
I'll tell you what's not gay. That right there.
Points at Heidi, who's bringing out water to Timmy No Breaks. Hands him a can of water, and on it says TAP. T-A-P. Pay attention, my friends, because this, I think, is something.
I do
think.
Not want that shit.
Excuse me. So Heidi sets down this can of water. It is a white can. It says TAP, big, T-A-P, and then water underneath it. And Timmy goes, I do not want that shit.
Yay, that right there.
I do not want that shit.
I do not want that shit. And you see Tony kind of like, okay, I guess he's just Timmy No Breaking, right? Or is he?
You want to? He gave me something that isn't Tony's water, please.
Can you get me something that isn't Tony's water? Now, coming from a bomb artist like Timmy No Breaks, maybe it's nonsense. And if it had just stopped there, then I wouldn't have put it as a time code. But listen to how Tony responds to this.
Okay, that's not true. That's not a thing. No one talks about that. That's not a thing.
What a perfectly natural and relaxed response that was, Tony, fellow human. What the fuck was that, dude? I've never heard anyone be less cool. We don't, come on, people don't talk about that's not a thing.
I do not want that shit.
You want to?
He gave me something that isn't Tony's water, please.
Okay, that's not true. That's not a thing. No one talks about that. That's not a thing.
Never mind.
That feels like something. Doesn't that feel like something? Does Tony have a brand of water? Let's look it up. Because that just seems so weird. Why did Tony get defensive about that? Why did Timmy No Breaks call it Tony's water? And why did Tony get defensive about it? Does Tony Hinchcliffe have a water brand? It's one of the first. It popped up. Fuck. This makes it even weirder. No. Tony Hinchcliffe does not have his own dedicated water brand. Dedicated water brand. He occasionally pokes fun at the idea or drinks canned water during his Kill Tony shows, but he does not own a water company. If you're looking for official merchandise, you can check out the drinkware available directly on the Kill Tony merch store. Well, that's weird for a lot of reasons. First of all, they are so clearly paying Google to plug their fucking merch store in their results. That's insane. I'm starting to feel like we're in a Will Smith movie from the early 2000s. Well, I knew the robots were bad, now everyone else is starting to see the robots were bad. I'm iRobot again. I think we're Act 1, Will Smith and iRobot. He's got water bottles. I don't see any, like, canned water, obviously. Drink where? Drink right here. Okay, I mean... I know, actually, some of these are pretty fucking sick. I kind of want one of these flasks. Get out of here! You're gonna buy some shit. Alright. I don't have any actual money to buy some shit. I mean, I do have lots and lots of actual money to be able to buy all the merch I want. So, we're going on back. That, I think, is just weird. I think that was what the time code was for. No. We have a little more here.
What do you want?
Because not only is this the moment that Tony says something weird, that got really weird. Didn't it? That just got weird. My hero. She's the warrior. I can't remember her name, but she's my icon. That's Snow White that everybody hated. Fucking rules. What's her name? Jostwi Qualican? Geminamnandla. I don't think it's either one.
Do you want something to drink, Timmy?
Can I just get like a sparkling?
Anyway, so not only did Tony in a really weird way like deny all that for fucking some reason, this is where Tony starts to turn on Tim.
Water and some garlic bread.
Sparkling water and garlic bread for Timmy, please. There you go, sparkling water.
Shout out to Heidi.
What a little diva. Not gay at all, sparkling water.
Is this how the entire episode
You hit
is gonna
yourself
be?
in the...
Not gay at all, sparkling water.
Not gay at all, sparkling water.
Is this how the...
He hit himself in the face with a mic! So, he goes like this, and he's opening his sparkling water, and Tony's like, sparkling water, very straight, Timothy.
A little diva. Not gay at all, sparkling water.
Is this how...
And then Timmy picks up the mic and fucking hits himself in the lips with it.
The entire episode
You hit
is gonna be?
yourself in the face with the
Are you
microphone.
calling me? Are you actually calling me gay?
I'm calling you gay.
You're calling me?
I think you're...
Okay, this is building up to something. Clearly, Timmy, the year veteran of improvisation, he's going to have something to follow this up with. Why else create the crescendo, right?
Timmy fucking all cakes.
Is cake, like, gay? Is that the joke? Judges? Cake is not gay.
I think you fucking saw.
Heidi.
Great one. Great one, Timmy. And so that was at 23:17. So we're jumping an hour later to 1:22:23. 1:22:23. 1:22:23. Hey. Okay, so we're 1 hour later, and you go watch it yourself, whatever. I would suggest watching any episode of Kill Tony because hit and miss, whether you're enjoying it ironically or authentically, some combination of the two. It's a fun show. I like the show.
It's like...
I'm not afraid to say it. Redact, you don't scare me. I like Kill Tony. You're weird. I'm weird too, so let's just watch some Kill Tony together, Redact. I'll get a chair for you. You can be my Elle key. You know, comedy happens in threes, and the letter K is funny. Thank you, Redact. You always have a corner in my studio, my friend.
You have to wait.
Here's the thing, guys. We're gonna keep doing this. I love doing this. I have a ton of fucking fun doing this. And I don't think ever gonna this isn't gonna be the next YouTube thing. But with time, and with the right amount of enthusiasm, they might hear what we have to say about them. If I keep making this noise and ringing my bells down here, just not because I want them to hear me, but because I like ringing bells. I'm a bell ringing guy. Then maybe they'll hear it someday. And I can't wait to find it. Can you guys just picture that with me? Picture that with me. One of them says critical eeks, or more likely it refers to me as the guy with the shitty tattoos and the piano. It's all makeup, bitch. I can't call you. You're not Elle Key.
For us to ask.
I can say that about you. You're not a specific female person. Okay. You know what? Before we jump into this, I made you guys a promise. And I'm a man of many things and a word. My word is one of them. I'm a man of my word. That's what I'm trying to say. Which is to say, my friends, it is time for another reading of the autobiography written by Corey Feldman. Choreography. Shout out DC, appreciate that. Last one, good on ya. You people keep the lights on around here, you know. So last we met him, his first episode of Bad News Bears was playing, and he told his family, like, you're not gonna be that impressed, like, I'm not really in it a lot. But it turns out, because he'd been getting pelted with baseballs by the producers, on page 36, holy shit, we're clipping right along, my friends. Because he'd been getting pegged with balls by the producers, baseballs, by the producers, hopefully baseballs, they thought that was funny, and so they put Corey on screen way more than he thought he was going to be. He said, his grandpa says to him, what are you talking about? My grandpa barked, slapping my back for emphasis. This is your show, kiddo. It was official. I had usurped Mindy's role as the star of the family. By the tender age of 10, her career was already on decline. Give me a sec. Cut this out in post. We'll get this in post. Being a naturally clumsy, awkward kid apparently made me good for television, but my dad, no doubt inspired by the size of my new paycheck, soon decided that he needed to teach me the finer points of baseball, quote, for the job. I couldn't tell you why he was suddenly spending more time at home, but at first, I reveled in the attention. Other than the times he carted me with him to band rehearsal, we had never spent much one-on-one time together, just as a father and son. Obviously, the Sean Cassidy concert had been a bust. When it became clear that teaching me how to play baseball had quickly become the driving force in his life, however, I started to rethink things. Every evening, after a long day on set, I'd watch the minutes on the clock tick by until 7, when he would show up with a glove, a bat, and a ball, and beckon me into the backyard. I reluctantly trudged behind him, dragging my feet the whole way. You have to focus on it, Corey. Keep your eye on the ball, he said. His eyes narrowed, and his forehead crinkled in concentration. Then he hurled the ball across the yard. I was terrible. It didn't matter where he aimed or how fast he threw it. The ball sailed over my head or smacked me in the chest, or, on the rare occasion I actually managed to catch, stung my tiny hand. Once my father was sufficiently disgusted with me, I'd retreat to my room and the pursuits I was actually good at, such as the Star Wars spoof I was writing, based on an article I'd found in Mad magazine. This has been a reading of the autobiography written by Corey Feldman. Say it with me, choreography. Now let's get back to some Kill Tony, my friends. So this guy's funny. This dude on stage is funny. Well, go watch the show. I'm not going to sit here and poach their laughs. Those aren't my laughs.
Is Kill Tony. I got some news that when he came in, he was wearing brass knuckles.
Okay, weird, crazy, right?
Wearing brass knuckles?
That is protection from the homeless.
If you could see this guy, you would know how absolutely hilarious it is to think that he's got brass knuckles on him as protection from the homeless. Self-defense, it's a broad field, right? I'm no expert by any means, but I'll say in my personal findings, if you are trying to defend yourself against the homeless, you don't want something that's going to make them bleed all over. You don't want friggin' transient blood everywhere and all over your hands and your cuts that you're going to be getting if you get into a fight with someone where you think brass knuckles is going to even it out. You're not quite as good a fighter as he is, so this is just going to like bring you over the top. Do you know how to throw a punch with those things? Do you know how they're actually supposed to be used? Like, that's what kind of brass knuckles? Where is it just knuckle dusters, where it's to like chip off the forehead to cause bleeding, like with the elbow? Or is it something big and heavy that you're like trying to fucking... Because that's crazy, and if you ever hit anyone with that, you better fucking knock them out because they're coming back at you. They know what hand it's in, and now you're covered in their blood. Get fucking pepper spray, bro!
That makes sense.
All right, to and from the car. I'm not a dangerous...
That makes sense. You have to defend yourself out here on these streets. Have you ever had to
You have to defend yourself out here on these streets.
use the brass knuckles?
No, not yet.
No, not yet is a crazy answer, and I think might be admissible in court. If, what is it? Because you might get Chud the Builder here, buddy.
Good.
Talking about online how you've got a self-defense weapon and you're not afraid to use it, killing somebody with it. Chud?
Wait, are you serious?
I think I watched a Tozy talk about that a few days ago.
Yeah, like a bit, or is that true?
No,
we're being serious.
I carry him around. I used to carry a stun gun, but...
Am I the only person that thinks that's fucking crazy to have brass knuckles on to just punch your fucking...
Why? So, Timmy No Breaks just kind of caught up and is like, wait a minute, you're not kidding? This is something that's true?
Am I the only person that thinks that's fucking crazy to have brass knuckles on to just punch your fucking...
Tony is looking at him dead fucking eyed. Just... And he says,
that's why it was brought to our attention and featured on the show.
I don't want to get...
Fuck, bro. Oh, you just got eaten. In case you missed that, Timmy just got bitch slapped in front of all of us. He's like, am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? And Tony's like, no, that's why I brought it up on the fucking show. What are you talking about?
Am I the only person that thinks that's fucking crazy to have brass knuckles on to just punch your fucking...
that's why it was brought to our attention and featured on the show.
I don't want to get mugged.
Get bear spray. It's better, though.
Red band, red band, red band. Yes, exactly. Get fucking bear spray. First of all, you're in Texas, so like I was gonna say, some people's states are weird about like I don't know if like New York or California what the self-defense laws are, but you're in Texas, you can have bear spray, like, and you're not using lethal force, so like it's, because if you try to justify using lethal force in most states, they'll tell you that you have to have a reasonable suspicion that your life is in danger and that there was no other way for you to save your own life. If you can't run, you can't jump on a ladder that's being held by a helicopter that's flying through the city. Like, There's nothing you can do to escape. It's literally only you and that whatever you're using. Like, and that's the only way you can really claim like self-defense if lethal force is used. But I imagine an Austin court is gonna look at you and look at the homeless guy who's being like, "Who maced me?" And they're gonna be like, "Stop harassing people. Get out of my fucking car. Like, get mace. You're in way over, unless you are like some kind of secret martial arts guy who also has studied the way of the brass knuckle. You're in way over your head, man. Get some mace."
Okay. Red Band
Okay.
walks around with bear spray. Just in case if he wants to freshen his breath a little bit.
Oh, come on.
All right. Remington, Blake Windsor, I find you so intriguing. I beg you to sign up again and show us another minute. Here's the big joke book.
This was just Tony being snippy to Timmy. So again, we've watched this progress. He was a little annoyed, and then he was kind of like, at first he was like, "Sure, yeah, let's trade microphones." And he's like, "You don't even know how to do this. You're making me look stupid for platforming you fucking noob." And then he gets a little bit like, "Okay, Timmy, okay." It's like, "That's fine, Timmy, okay." And now we're to the point where he's like, "No, Timmy, no, not at all." I imagine it's going to even out from here, right? Let's go to 137.38. Find out what's waiting for us there. What lies in wait? We were right there. 137.38 to find out what lies in wait.
The load's coming in a little light.
You like light loads, don't you, Tony?
I love it, Ty. Take us through some interesting fun facts about being a truck driver, because none of us
This guy's a trucker.
can really even imagine. We just see you guys. I do a thing where I try to make you honk. Do you respond to people that...
Of course you do, Tony. He literally does it. I do this little thing. That's so fucking funny. This isn't why this time code exists, but it fucking is hilarious and needs to be talked about. I do this little thing where I go like this. Do you honk for people who do that?
But not for adults, for the kids for sure.
Not for adults, for the kids for sure.
Everybody always says that. You do it for me.
Everybody always says that. You're crazy. You go like this and then they go honk, honk. Tony's indignance at this cracks me up. I always do this. Do you listen when people do this? It's like when there's kids doing it, but not adults. That's weird. Everyone says that's weird. Why?
Hey, you would do it for me. Yeah, you would trick him.
Brad Williams, dwarf, is like, "You do it for me." Pretty funny, actually.
You trick him. You do the thing, you cover up your facial hair and then just go like that.
Great one, Tony.
I have an unbelievable ratio. I'm sure some of my friends up in the balcony that maybe are watching can attest to this, but a little fun fact about me, you get me sitting shotgun in your car. I go nonstop. Red Band knows this. We've traveled the country all around back when we used to have to drive from gig to gig like absolute animals, like we paid our dues. In any matter, I have a very high ratio. You don't think you would honk if a guy like me was like, please, come on, sir, please.
Only if you had kids in the back.
Tony's like, "Well, okay, fine. You don't honk for adults, but you can ask my friends. They all know I'm very good at it. So, I ask again. What if I was in the passenger seat being like, 'Please, sir, please'?"
I would still kind of look at you suspicious. For you.
The guy says,
"Sir, please.
Please, sir, please." And the guy answers,
"Only if you had kids."
"Only if you had kids, but..."
In the back. I would still kind of look at you suspicious. For you.
And then I would still kind of look at you suspicious.
They do look at me a little suspicious sometimes when they do it, in that one glimpse.
You're giving roadhead to Red Band while you're doing it.
You get it? Because he's gay. Wow, we're an hour and 40 minutes into this pretty much. I bet Tony's loving this. He's not sick of it at all.
Yes. I'm giving roadhead to Red Band while I'm doing it. Timmy One Note, everybody. Timmy One Note.
Oh! Timmy One Note? Oh shit, your boss just gave you the worst nickname, my guy. This is me celebrating Tony Hinchcliffe Season 2. Tony Hinchcliffe season 2! Timmy One Note. Timmy fucking One Note. I love that. I love that so much. Goddamn Timmy One Note. Just as a cherry on top of that beautiful, beautiful Sunday we've just been handed by Representative Hinchcliffe. I'm just getting used to it for when he's running politics.
Out of pipes, and that was cool. And drive robots and shit.
So there's this, like, kind of Jack dude, you know, it's like, I do comedy, I'm an Austin guy, so like, I'm scary, but also I do comedy. That's cool, right on, cool. So I'm just giving you an archetype, I'm not making fun of you. This motherfucker looks like, he looks like Bruce Banner halfway to Hulk. He's still got like a handsome face, and he's just like this fucking Hulk beast in the making. Anyway, so he's an Austin guy. So a representative, we'll say, of the other Austinites.
But engineering stuff is, is cool, Yeah, I'm crazy.
You inside of pipes? You seem like...
I'm not suited. Yes, you are more suited
type.
for me. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There are sometimes, I don't have anything to say. There are just sometimes when I watch Kill Tony that I have to pause and go like, oh. Sometimes cringe is like a good cramp. Sometimes it's just like, oh, God, hold on, it'll pass. It'll pass. Okay, it's better.
You took your work, man. That's fine.
But that was very, very cringe. Cringe.
I bet. Fucking...
So Brad Williams is like, but I'm small. Fucking dwarfy One Note. That sounds kind of tasteless, doesn't it?
Let's check in with the great Timmy No Breaks here.
How you doing, Tim?
Hey.
How you doing, Tim? That doesn't sound fun, does it? That doesn't sound like he's stoked on Timmy No Breaks. Why is it that the second Austinite we've seen on stage doesn't seem to respect Timmy One Note? What about it do you think it is? What about him do people not respect?
Hey, pretty good. I got a question for you.
Please.
When death comes, will you be ready to go, or will you cling to the life because you're terrified you never truly lived?
He read that off a card, by the way.
Perhaps the greatest question in the history of the show.
Tony's playing ball.
From the elite, super regular Timmy No Breaks.
Has he been doing this shit all night? Is this just me?
This guy goes, has he been doing this shit all night?
Regular Timmy No Breaks.
Has he been doing this shit all night? Is this just me? Repeat the question, please, one more time. Could I have it once more?
Nope, I'm not doing it.
I think he accidentally answered it by wanting it a little bit more.
You see, bombing, it turns out, is quite contagious.
Now that I've been in the room with Timmy No Breaks, I feel pretty satisfied. I'll be honest.
That is some scathing sarcasm.
I feel great being with you, Tim.
The joke is, of course, I don't feel great when you're around, Tim. You, by virtue of your presence alone, do nothing for me, at best.
Follow-up question. Any tricks in the bedroom?
His follow-up question. The guy who's actually like a cool guy. Not like Timmy, who's a nerd, who's a fucking dweeb pretending to be a cool guy. So to speak. This guy's like, sure, go ahead, Timmy. Tim, he calls him, which is even somehow worse.
I feel great being with you, Tim.
Follow-up question. Any tricks in the bedroom?
Yeah, role play as you.
Any tricks in the bedroom?
Yeah, role play as you usually. They have me put on the jacket, the sunglasses, and just fucking talking an accent the whole fucking time.
Wow, look at that.
What can I even say? There's nothing that I can say that's meaner than that. That's the meanest thing you could really like say in that case. I'm impressed. You want a job? Come here, you'll be my co-host. All right, now I just got congas. And don't be fooled, I'm keeping the congas. So, find room, Hulk.
Look at that. Wheelie no break.
Wheelie no break. The guy goes, oh!
Yeah, try masturbating like that.
Good one, Tim. You sure showed him, and, by proxy, showed us all. Timmy One Note, everybody! His latest appearance on Kill Tony didn't go so well. So, we're still working up to something here, by the way. I've been making sure that we have a full hour to cover our feature presentation. So we gotta really clip through this stuff. But now we're going to see Johnny Pemberton on Danathan Soder. Oh, it's Pemberton on Soder. We're going to start it off at the time code of 1945. Tough year for us all.
Out of it. Now I can't watch it.
Nope. Her breasts aren't big enough. Her breasts are too small.
That was, remember when they got...
So they're talking about the whole, Gamergate thing, which, as a gamer from Mars would say, is either a disagreement about women in video games or a misogynist. I can't remember how he says it. It's, anyway, pre-me on the internet. I wasn't here yet.
Not mad about Lola Bunny not having giant titties?
So Dan Soder has a podcast where he brings on comedians who sometimes are far more famous than him, and he talks about sports. He, just like last week where he's like, I don't want to read the comments, it's gay. He doesn't want to talk about comedy either because that's gay. He loves talking about comedy, but not on his podcast, which, by the way, is classified as a comedy podcast, you fuck. Oh, yeah, sometimes I do the occasional joke. I do the occasional, not joke, voice. Sometimes I'll do a voice, but not really on my show. I'll do it more on the regs, you know. This is just more my thoughts on baseball. I'm turning on Dan. I'm going to say it. I feel it happening in real time. Because I liked Dan. I don't now know why. I think I thought he was humble because he was constantly being self-deprecating. I thought he was a good friend because all of his friends cherish him, but I'm starting to realize I kind of cherish his fame a little bit more just because he's just such a whiny bitch. He's just constantly oh, I don't think so. And I won't lie, it's funny when he does voices. He's fantastic when he has a good voice, and I can appreciate that. You guys hear me doing all my stupid voices all the time. I've done it my whole life. I think it's cool that he does it too, and that's probably why I like Dan Soder. But now, I've been getting to know him. I've been watching the regs. I've been watching Soder, and the more I watch it, the more my brain is doing the thing where I'm like, I can't fucking listen to you anymore. You just don't say, and it's always the same shit. It's always the same lukewarm take. I feel this way. Oh, I feel this way. Oh, I feel that way too. It's Dan, you don't have the personality to do this. I mean, clearly you got 327K subscribers. This episode of your podcast has 83K views. Now, is that a remark on the quality of your podcast? Debatably. Is it a remark on the status of YouTube itself and podcasting in general? Hope not.
Lola Bunny
from space.
You're getting these views. There are so many funnier fucking podcasts. You want to listen to an actual comedy podcast? Go listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern. It's fantasy stuff, but it's improv. These are brilliant improv artists on a podcast. That's who's supposed to be doing the comedy here. You fucking stand-up comedians who talk mad shit about improv can't improvise. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be going up there I gotta cut all the fat out of this fart joke. And most of you suck at it. Most of you are terrible, and I can prove it. We've been proving it for the last 28 weeks. But I'm turning on Dan. The same way that I kind of turned on Stav, where I thought I liked him. And I was, I think, mistaken. Because now I watch him and I'm just like, shut up, dude. Let them read the comments. You're too cool for this, you fucking Gen Xer. Oh, this is gay. Okay, right on, Dan. Hilarious. You said it. Free speech won the day. You have all the respect of all the people who you... Oh, right.
Jam when they redid Space Jam with LeBron.
I get that you're nice, Dan. I get that you got a big heart, but you've also got a big ego, and that would be fine. I have a big ego, but I can talk about it. My ego is built in such a way that I am quite at terms with it, my friend. It is simultaneously my best friend and my greatest rival, which pushes me to try to better myself at all times. But I can talk about it. You, Dan, you've got this false pseudo-humility thing that you're doing, like all Gen Xers did, because it wasn't cool to, like, want to be liked, but, like, if you don't like me, I might actually kill myself. It's like, so just say that you're a narcissist, or just, like, I don't know. I honestly, Dan, I don't know if I can help you, bro. I know that's why you came here. You were looking for my help. I just don't think I can get us there from here, Dan. I don't see a way out for us, you and me. I don't. This is kind of a deal breaker for me.
Remember.
And here's the thing, guys. I wasn't told to hate this guy. Well, I don't hate this guy because I was told to hate him. I don't hate him anyway, but I don't find his presence distasteful because I was told to find his presence distasteful. I'm not going on the Dan Soder, anti-Dan Soder Reddit and going like, ooh, what's the newest in the Dan Soder drama? I am old school. I got to know the guy slowly over time. And through that familiarity bred contempt. And I trust myself and I trust my tastes enough. Not my initial taste. That's why I'll suspend my disbelief whenever I hear someone. If someone goes, you can't like Dan Soder, I go, don't tell me what to do, weirdo. It's weird that you said that. Go fuck yourself. And then I listen to him. And I'm like, he's not that bad. He does voices. That's pretty cool. And then and again, you get to know him. And the more you get to know him, the more you die.
I don't know. I'm sorry, but I'm not really looking at a bunny's tits as much.
So go back.
Dan, I'm sorry.
Well,
who's Lola Bunny?
So they're talking about how, the nerds are pissed that they took tits out of video games or whatever. And we are.
Now I can't watch it.
Nope. Her breasts aren't big enough. Her breasts are too small.
Remember when they got mad about Lola Bunny not...
You remember how last week I was saying that your Gen Xer is showing when you're like... Because that's the thing, is like, a lot of people, a lot of millennials, the like dark woke, or even just like the Republican guy, they're like, I don't know, regardless, it's a pretty dated usage of the word to be like, I hate this thing, it's gay. Gay is usually like something that's a little frou-frou, or something that's, at least it's not, I hate this thing and so it's gay. That's just an old, and again, I'm not high-roading anyone, I'm not saying you can't say it like that, I don't give a fuck how you talk. Except that it makes you seem as old as you are. And so he goes, yeah, it's like Lola Bunny from that famous 90s movie Space Jam. And Johnny Pemberton says,
having giant titties.
Who's Lola Bunny?
I'm sorry, because it does kind of hurt to not like Dan, because I know he's sweet and I know he takes things personally, but I just like, I don't know. Here's the thing. You can't be sensitive and also not care about hurting people's feelings, bro. That's where I come in. Because I like a good bully. And the fact that you're like, I don't care that I might make a small gay teen feel terrible about himself because I am using this word as the actual demon. I hate this thing. This thing is less than reputable. I find this to be distasteful. Gay can mean all of that. I don't care that some susceptible young child might have to live in a little bit more fear. I want to be able to talk how I want. So Dan, I don't care that I'm going to hurt your feelings. I want to talk how I want. Isn't it cool that that's how this works? I love a guy who's mean to guys.
Remember when they got mad about Lola Bunny not having...
Who's Lola Bunny? And then listen to his tone. This breaks my heart because he's so embarrassed. He goes, Space Jam?
Having giant titties?
Who's Lola Bunny?
From Space Jam? When...
From Space Jam? Oh, shit. Space Jam. Okay, and fuck Dan Soder, but I gotta say this, Pemberton, how do you not know who Lola Bunny is? Are you just being a wascal?
They redid...
Being wascally?
Space Jam with LeBron.
I don't remember. I don't know.
They got...
Space Jam with LeBron. Oh, he's talking about the new one. Kind of ruins my whole thing, but I was able to come to a conclusion as to why I don't feel bad about making Dan feel bad, so...
I'm sorry, but I'm not really...
And if you're a Soder guy, explain to me what you like about Soder. I will not attack you. Check my other comments. I'm quite cordial. Say whatever you'd like. And if you hurt my feelings, I might say something like, feedback acknowledged. But then I'll talk about it on the show, so it's all good. Let me know if you like Soder. There was a point where I thought I did too. Let's talk it out.
Looking at a bunny's tits as much, Dan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not really into bunny's breasts.
Sorry, I'm a furry. Then you look over the corner, she stacks of rabbit heads.
There's like a guy in a raccoon costume masturbating.
Stacks of rabbit heads. Oh, Dan, you're so self-conscious right now. It's almost like, I don't know, like Mike David would have said, that you've burnt through all your stories. You're not interesting anymore. And he was talking about that years ago. And here you are, just, wouldn't it be really funny if Lola Bunny was in the corner and there was lots of like rabbit heads, because that would imply that I'm a furry, which is a relatively taboo sexual orientation from 15 years ago. Fuck you, Dan. You suck, bro. You suck, and unfortunately, Dan, unfortunately for you at least, I think you know it. 2406. We're going to have to watch some of his writing, because, like, hopefully, if he could channel his, like, natural funniness, which does exist, if he can steer around the iceberg that is that glacier that is his personality, that iceberg that is his personality, then maybe he can deliver us some like cool writing, some well-written jokes. We'll cover some Soder in a bit here, because I am curious. Because at this point, maybe I'm just all worked up or something. I can't really place what people love about him. Because he'll do this thing too, where he thinks he's big time. He's at a few shows or whatever. I haven't seen any of them or heard of any of them, and probably you haven't either, but he's technically on the Screen Actors Guild. He's technically in the Writers Guild of America, probably. He's had enough success to earn those badges. And so when real stars, Johnny Pemberton, who is on Superstore, who was on the Fallout show as like one of the main characters, like has his own storyline going in the Fallout show, prominent in both seasons, is an actually like famous dude who's on the up and the up. But Dan is just he thinks he's more famous than he is. He's got this air about him like he's a veteran, but that's because that's how New York comics kind of, with exception, the stereotypical New York comic kind of is sort of a, look, you don't know what it's like out here on these mean streets, and I still make it down there and tell my jokes, okay? I've been telling my jokes twice a week for 14 years. You understand what that does to a man? Like, that's how all these New York comics kind of act. And there's guys who live in New York and blah, blah, blah. And I love Louis J. Gomez, but
I pulled the cancer from him.
That's a great example. Louis J. Gomez was the opposite. I was like, I don't know if I like this guy. This guy I think is weird. I think maybe this sucks. Like, I made fun of his special a little bit. Sorry, Louis. I'm sorry. I made fun of his special a little bit because I didn't think I liked him. He seemed like a bully. He seemed like the kind of guy I could pick on. But then you get to know him, and he's sweet. And he actually has a big heart, and he says crazy things, but he's like actually nice. That's my kind of guy. I love that kind of dude. So I ended up actually liking Lewis far, far more the better I got to know him. Dan was the exact opposite. And that's the fun thing about doing these in good faith. It's like, oh shit, I got a guy I can hate now.
And put it back in.
Oh my God, I put it into my motorcycle collection. You got to walk by on the way in.
Yeah, is that what you do?
You walk by a collection of...
He's intimidated by this kid, who I guess is like 44. I guess Johnny Pemberton is way older than he looks, but I read that in the comments, so I don't know. Let's look it up. How old is Johnny Pem? Holy shit, he's 45 years old. He just turned 45. Bro, you look fucking good, son. Girl, you look good. He does though. You look great, Johnny. Keep it up. Keep it up, my man.
All the motorcycles that are increasingly not drivable. Like they're like, like Batman style where that doesn't move.
Yeah. You're like, that's not street legal. That can't be street legal. I would love to go to Vegas and do street legal or not with his motorcycles.
Oh my God.
No, it'd be so fun. Let's just guess which ones are street legal and which ones are not.
You know you could do it with is Gary Oldman.
Ooh, Gary Oldman from The Fifth Element. Oldies but goldies. Give me those stones. I fucking love Gary Oldman in that. His performance in Fifth Element fucking rules. Gary Oldman is a fantastic actor. I don't gotta tell you, everyone knows Gary Oldman.
They're friends. Oh. Isn't that funny? Gary Oldman and Chris Angel are buddies.
It is actually really funny, and that's a fun anecdote that you're sharing with the world on this podcast, the likes of which Dan hasn't done in a century.
Like best friends?
Weird clarification. Like best friends? I don't know. Dan, what are the lines for that? What, in your mind, would differentiate their relationship from being just friends or like best friends? Like, we all have that line in our head, but like, do we? It's just so weird. Like, was it his BFF or just his BF? Was it just his F? But I'm only making fun of you because I don't like your personality.
Or just like beer friend, because I feel like sometimes you find out that like Ben Affleck and Jimmy Kimmel drink together or like hang out. You go,
that makes sense.
But Chris Angel and Lieutenant
Ben Affleck and Jimmy Kimmel makes sense. I love Johnny Pemberton, by the way. He's cool. He just speaks his mind. Like, Dan is such a yes man that he'll like, I don't know. It's just really funny to watch Johnny Pemberton be like, no, I don't think so. People don't do that. Fucking stand-up comedians don't do that, at least. Not to each other. Not on the air.
Dan.
What if people thought we don't at all times get along? This whole facade of the fact that we're all friends might come crashing down, and the parasocial relationships developed by these lonely people will also crumble, and we'll lose our Patreon money. Oh, we're all friends. Pretend we're cool. Pretend we're cool. A unified front. You bunch of fucks. You're gonna get RICO'd like Reckless Ben.
Is pretty crazy.
Lieutenant Dan.
Free Ben.
Gary Oldman.
Brick by brick.
Oh no, Gary Oldman.
By the way, I'm not gonna get into that. It's not comedy. It's not writing. It's not storytelling. Not my thing. But it's interesting internet culture stuff. I strongly suggest that you check out Reckless Ben and the Bricks and Minifigs saga. You've probably seen things about it. You're gonna need to dedicate like 3 hours to it. My suggestion, in order, go watch all of Legal Ben's coverage. Excuse me, would you? Go watch all of Reckless Ben's coverage. Then watch Legal Mindset's coverage, where he also interviews him. And then, to top it all off, this just came out yesterday for me, so like 4 days ago for you, watch CoffeeZilla's coverage on it, because it actually does really contribute to the story. We would have to dedicate 4 episodes to covering it all, but it's a really, really interesting story, and the ending isn't out yet, so the series is still coming out, so to speak. You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me to suggest this today. Like David. Okay, so... Oh, right.
Angel and Lieutenant Dan. Or just like
we're going back.
You're a friend, because I feel like sometimes you find out that like Ben Affleck and Jimmy Kimmel drink together. Or like hang
That's pretty. Whatever. That makes sense though.
out. You go,
That makes sense, though.
But Chris Angel and Lieutenant Dan is pretty crazy.
Lieutenant Dan, like from Forrest Gump? Do you think Gary Oldman played Lieutenant Dan?
Lieutenant Dan?
Gary Oldman. Oh.
I just accidentally got a great screenshot of Soder realizing he had just on air gotten Gary Oldman confused with whoever the fuck played Lieutenant Dan.
Oh no, Gary Oldman.
That's Gary Sinise,
Gary
right?
Sinise.
Pemberton is looking at him like, okay. You're a little bit of a poser. People make mistakes, but that was egregious. I don't even, because they have the same name, you don't even recognize Gary Oldman's name? Aren't you like a movie and baseball guy?
Yeah.
Don't you like wrestling?
My bad. I'm sorry.
Yes, those are irrelevant. I'm just throwing out fun facts because I've been studying you.
It's
Gary
okay.
Oldman. I'm sorry, Commissioner Gordon. I'm sorry, White Boy Day.
It's okay. It's okay, Dan.
It's pretty good.
It's okay.
Okay, so like, this guy starts doing his Lieutenant Dan impression. Johnny Pemberton starts doing a Lieutenant Dan impression. And Dan Soder is finally caught up.
I'm sorry, White Boy Day.
It's okay. It's okay, Dan.
It's pretty good.
It's okay, Dan.
It's pretty good, Oldman.
It's a pretty good Oldman.
Been working on your
That
Oldman.
was my Sinise.
Is this just the natural way of things? That they were the kings, and their kingdoms are falling, and now we, the barbarians, are storming the kingdoms? Is this just how it works? Is this Rome? Are we watching Rome fall down? Like, is your Greek pantheon being crumbled? Is this what we're seeing? Because it's scary. It's scary. All the things I thought were true about all these guys are wrong. And now it's starting to rain. Poetic. Excuse me, Jim. So now we're going to 44, 42. And we gotta switch over quick here because we got some really good stuff to cover. 44. You know what? Here's the thing, guys. We're gonna cover the whole finale, no matter what. If it takes us 4 hours, we're doing it. I'm trying to keep it to 3 hours, but if I can't do that, well, then I won't.
Oh no!
That was an Oldman. That was an Oldman.
Oh, I thought that was your Oldman.
That's my Sinise. I can't go on the Apollo mission. I got sick, guys.
You know what? Framed differently, like seeing people in public.
My Oldman is.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. You don't know what he's talking about. 44, 42. Here we go. 44, 42.
Talk about something that.
Okay, sure. Sure. Now, I get that I'm being kind of harsh. Being kind of harsh on Dan. I'm not sorry about it, but I see it. The fact is, if I could have changed, then I likely would have. This is just how I am. I just tend to, how would I put it? I guess I run my mouth. That's a good way to say it. Yeah, it's a good way to say it.
Like fun, like dogs, or like
yeah.
You know. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm doing my own coffee now. I do.
Who he wants to talk? Okay, we're going back a little.
Really get into it?
Sure.
Then you can't get into it. So let's talk about something that's like fun, like dogs, or like.
Okay, so we're gonna go back even farther here. I don't know what's with my time codes today. I'm gonna fire my non-existent producer.
That's what it is. You're like, that's the conversation I want to have. Like aliens up there. I don't know. I'm always like, I'm always fascinated that people can compartmentalize shit when they've done really cool stuff. Because you're like, well, that's.
At least he knows he hasn't.
That's all I want to talk about. But I also could see how that would be boring, where you're like, please don't bring up that thing again.
I think that's the case. I always feel like those people don't want to talk about it because it's not unless you want to really get into it.
Sure.
then you can't get into it. So let's talk about something that's like fun, like dogs or like you know. Well, actually, yeah, I'm doing my own coffee now. I do. I'm roasting my own beans. You know.
No one wants to talk about guys who do their own coffee now, and for some reason, Dan really cracks up at that. Dan, you've brought down the heavens upon us! The sky is falling and it's Soder's fault! And I'm grateful for it. My plants need this shit. By the way, I garden.
You go, I don't want to talk about this. And they go,
So Pemberton's like, isn't it lame when people try to talk about things you don't want to talk about? Like when they say, oh, I started my own coffee brand. And Dan's like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. Who does Dan know? Does Dan know anyone who, fuck it, we'll say recently, put out their own coffee brand? I want to say Body Brain Coffee by Louis J. Gomez? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? This is so mean. Now you're mean to Louis? Louis made you. He didn't, but he's the only reason that I like pull it back a little bit. Literally, because he's your friend. And I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. But I do like Louis J. Gomez. And again, you've seen this before. It's not just because Red Bar, and I'm cosplaying Red Bar here. That's not what this is. That's not what that is. I was like, cool that Red Bar likes him, but like, this dude seems like a fucking weirdo bully who's like, and you get to know him and you're like, I genuinely hope that someday I could just hug the dude. Not like in a weird, just a fucking like, I like him a lot. So, Dan and Johnny are talking, and it ends up getting to the point, as it tends to do, where they're talking about the varying cities of comedy, the varying comedy cities.
But this is what you want to talk about. Because I'm like, I think I get that way. When I meet like fans of comedy that want to talk, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll talk comedy all day.
He goes, I love talking comedy. And Johnny Pemberton goes, ugh.
I love talking comedy.
I don't
really?
Oh my God, it's like the worst.
Johnny Pemberton fucks, bro. See, I like it when they're like, I like this stand-up. I'm like, oh, okay. Really? I think it's like interesting because you're like finding out. But I'm also.
He goes, really? Yeah, I just think it's really interesting. Johnny Pemberton goes, wow.
Wrestling fan. So
yeah,
it's
so that's like a fandom thing.
Yeah. I think I've been too hard.
I think he thinks Johnny Pemberton might be into wrestling because that's the second time in this episode he's been like, oh, I like wrestling.
On LA because LA does have a lot of cool stuff where you bump into people that are also making that.
So he used to hate on LA. Dan's talked mad shit about LA over the years publicly.
Harsh on LA because LA does have a lot of cool stuff where you bump into people that are also making like that whole city is.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about it is something that as I get older I'm starting to turn on, which is that I do like it. I felt like everyone was in the business every time I went there, and that
you used
was
to be a hater of LA.
Oh yeah, big.
Really?
Johnny cuts him off. He's like, used to be a hater of LA? Really?
Big hater of LA.
You know the whole meme about LA and New York, right?
What?
You seen that one? It's
Go on.
I think it's from what's the show? Don Draper show. You know,
I really even think about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I hate you every day.
I fucking love New York.
Yeah.
I don't live here, but I fucking love coming here. I love it so much. Like I can't live here, man.
Yeah.
It's too cool.
See Johnny P's being pretty nice.
But all these New Yorkers are like, fuck LA. It's like, why? We like you.
Because they live in fucking New York, bro. Like, didn't you hear my impression earlier, Johnny?
I know.
We like you a lot.
You know what it is? I think it is early in the business. Everyone knows you have to move to LA.
Early in the business, everyone goes, you have to move to LA.
And a lot of people are like, but I don't. I like living in New York. And they're like,
a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people are like, but I don't have to go. I like living in New York. And they go,
like, you gotta go there.
You gotta go to LA. You need LA.
And then it's like, honestly, I think it's like going to a place and only seeing the shittiest part.
So you resent that people were like, you need LA. You have to go to LA. Because you feel like you've made it, you can now look back on those people and go, oh, I dunked on you. I don't need to move to LA. I did it in New York. Look, I've got Johnny Pemberton on my podcast. Right. But Johnny, who's older than you, by the way, went to LA and is now a star. And you're on your couch with books. There's a goddamn toy. There's fucking wrestling toys up there. Like, okay. I play with action figures to this day, bro. How I set up my action scenes in my fucking books. It's literally like, that's a big part of why I got into writing in the first place, was I never put them down, man. And I know that's fucking embarrassing, but I don't give a shit. That's who I am. Moreover, I'm that kind of nerd. And when I hear people talk about, whatever, fuck it. I did this last week where I was talking about sports, where it's like you talking about baseball stats would be like me talking about Lord of the Rings fun facts. Like,
where you go,
yeah, I suppose that's true.
Because once I had friends move out there and they live there and they have backyards and shit, and you're like, you go and they live with.
Okay, can you probably can't hear this over this microphone. That's not your fault. It's my phone's mic. So this is the microphone, right? And it's facing kind of up and at him. However, Johnny Pemberton is sitting over there. So when Dan's facing forward, you can actually hear him all the way. But then he turns, and he's talking like this. And there's these slight variations in the sound of his voice as he's talking, because this is how the microphone goddamn works. This is how this particular microphone goddamn works. You know, the SM87B or whatever that everyone has, the old Rogan mic. Everyone got it, but the thing is you have to talk directly into it, because if you start doing this, it's not moving the air. Your air is not moving the solenoid or whatever you fucking sound engineers do. So it sounds bad, Dan.
Like you say, you have neighbors that aren't in the industry. You just live in a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Oh, you have the meme.
I mean, it's pretty well known.
Yeah, L.A., New York. Yeah, I don't even think of you at all.
Other way around.
Oh.
Oh, okay, so they're doing the meme, the like New York, L.A. meme, where it's like, one of the dudes is saying to John Draper, "I feel bad for you." Don Draper says, or John Draper or whatever, says, "I don't think about you at all." So, L.A., they pull up the meme, but it's actually backwards. Instead of New York people saying, "I hate L.A.," and L.A. people saying, "I don't think about you at all," it's reversed, you see.
Oh.
It's quite literally the other way around. LA fucking lives in your head, man.
They do.
Who
you know
made
what?
that? That's the wrong fucking meme, man.
Misinformation.
That's quite literally. Did you just make that?
Yeah.
Did you just make that?
It's funny. He's over there.
LA doesn't give a fuck about New York because they're a bunch of
I will say
that's
what
hilarious.
LA
That's
people.
the wrong direction.
I love that he caught himself, because he was about to be like, LA doesn't give a fuck about New York because they're a bunch of,
shit.
Your whole thing is that you don't have any animosity toward New York, and now that New York is talking shit, you're like, what? Oh, you're doing this again.
What LA?
Oh, I'm walking here.
I'm
fucking walking here.
Oh, okay, so maybe you're not above it, Johnny.
Johnny moved here. Johnny lives in Brooklyn now. He lives in a 3-floor walk-up.
Oh, Johnny boy. So, we've got a flip-flop later on. I don't need to showcase that. We need to get through this Dan stuff. We're running out of time here. Again, I'm going to do one more thing here on Soder, and then we're going to go to our feature presentation, after which we will be hearing a musical performance by none other than Opal Punk. Sorry, Druid the Punk. Sorry, Jippo. No, Critical Leaks. So 49-39. 49-39.
Concerned with laughs per minute and punch.
So they're talking about the difference between like New York comics and LA comics.
New York different.
Yeah, you guys perform your asses off, and I will say that.
Yeah.
I think that's something that New York comics don't like to admit, but we're starting to come around on too. Is like, man, LA comics, you guys stay in the bit, you perform it, you actually are in the bit.
Yeah, we stay in the bit.
We are so concerned with laughs per minute and punchlines and shit that we're just like, bah, 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 bah.
That's such a bitchy thing to say. From one comedian to another, to be like, you guys are just so in it. Whereas we are like concentrating on like making people laugh. But like you guys really get into it. That's such a bitch move, Soder. And I think you know that. No, I don't. I don't, actually. I don't know that you have that kind of self-awareness. I think you have that kind of self-consciousness that now that you've heard me say it, you're probably like, oh, damn. Oh, you think you hate me? I hate me more than all of you could ever hate me. That's why you can't make fun of me, because I hate me. I'm Jeff Ross. I got sick ones. Don't call me ugly.
All right. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like the next one.
It's also so crowd worky here. It's kind of... Oh my God, it's insane. There's some
so crowd worky here. Dan goes, is it?
Shows I've done
no,
where...
this is like when you don't know you got fat, and then you see a picture and you go, oh fuck, I'm so fat now.
No, you paid attention to comedy. What do you mean you don't know that crowd work is big in New York? You can't fucking swing a cat and without... You can't swing a cat... You can't swing a cat on YouTube Shorts without hitting some kind of crowd work hack. Some of it's good, but you know, you see the same kind of people. At least I do. I see the same kind of people because I follow them, so it makes sense. But Gianmarco Zaresi, some really good, you know, musical theater, comedy, crowd work stuff. He's quite fancy, and I like him a lot. Who else does crowd work that you see a lot? You know, I get a lot of like crowd work from amateur comics who have like the amount of subscribers that I have. Hi guys, big fan. And I think Big J does some crowd work, doesn't he? Oh right, Big J had that whole special about crowd work, didn't he?
Oh.
It is though. It's the kind of thing where there's certain audiences where.
Wait a minute, there was 2 of them, all crowd work. Wait a minute, Soder's known him for a long time, right? That's right, yeah, they were on the bonfire together, and then Dan betrayed Jay by quitting because he just couldn't keep up. It's not a quote, I don't know why I said that. I was just trying to punctuate my words, I guess.
If you don't talk to them, they're just not gonna laugh.
I hate that.
I fucking hate it the most.
I
hate it so much.
Oh no.
It like hurts me.
This feels like a doctor diagnosis. Where they go, we found something in your blood. And you go, was it crowd work? And they go,
yeah.
Lethal amounts.
You have an extremely high amount of crowd work.
You have a lot of... Have you been doing a lot of How Did You Two Meets? Have you been doing that? It does...
I've been doing a lot of... what's that necklace?
Oh, that's a nice necklace. What sucks is following crowd work, and it's your friend, and you can't get off stage and go, you fucked me.
Yeah, because it's so live, it's so like
people
engaging.
Like it now. Everything in social media is engagement.
We change things and I don't want to have to adapt. I like to do the same thing night after night, after night, after month, after year, after decade, after career. Why would you make me have to change what I do? Things were working so great 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think about that shit. I don't think the whole... Like, people complain about, like, oh, you have to do crowd work for clips. It's like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. That's, like, a different thing. You're living in... that's your world. I don't know. That's, like, for me, I don't care about that, but...
Pemberton don't give a fuck about your clips. He's not gonna do it. He doesn't care that it's gonna make him more famouser, but wait a minute. He's already more famouser.
Can I tell you someone that's confronted other comics about crowd work clips?
Who, you?
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
What do you mean?
Ooh, who did you confront?
Like confronted, like saying like you're kind of like full of shit, sort of like you're
not full of shit. I just go stop. What are you doing? You're like
not full of shit. I just go stop. What are you doing? You're like poisoning the well is the metaphor you're looking for. What do you say?
You're slopping up the world.
I swear I did not remember that's how that went. Bravo. It's the funniest thing you've done all day.
Yeah.
You're like making it where everyone thinks stand up. And this was like a person I've known for a very long time. And
A crowd work person with whom you're very close, that you've known for a very long time. Now, I've heard it theorized. He doesn't tell us who it is. He says he will if we see him at a show and we ask him. Please do that. Please do that. You know what? I might do it. If he ever comes down to my little city, I might go see him. I take a fucking selfie. Can you imagine if I start doing that? By the way, I live in a city where people come through. That's one of them. It's actually a good, pretty decent comedy city. If I start showing up and getting selfies with all these people, because no one knows who the fuck I am. I'm nobody. That's the best time to do it is right now. We've seen it on Matan, where it's like right before you get big is when you can actually like get some pretty funny, like, not trolls. I'm not a troll. I'm just a pest. Not like Chris D'Elia. Just a regular old pest. I don't know why people do attach the word pest to sex and make it weird for everyone. I'm just a pest. I'm just messing with you. Go like this, and I might go away.
it did not go well. So I will not do it again. But I was like, yo, and I tried to joke around about it.
But yeah, he's saying, okay, well, I'll tell you if you come out to my show, but I'm not going to say it on air, because that would mean that it would look like we're not friends in the parasocial people with blah, blah, blah. You heard me do it before. I lost my train of thought.
I was like, yeah, it's like you and crowd work clips, and they're like, what?
Okay, so who is it? Now I go into the comments and I'm looking around. Does anyone know? And there's somebody, only one person that I saw, and he said, so he's obviously talking about Stav, right? Because Stav, I guess, does a lot of like crowd work and stuff. And I thought maybe, because I know they've known each other for a while. However, Dan predates Stav on the comedy scene. He just does. He was around before Stavi was. So for saying a guy I've known a long time, yes, technically that could be a way for him to refer to Stavi. They have known each other for a long time, literally. But wouldn't it be something more along the lines of, I've known this guy since he started comedy years ago. I've known him for a long time. I've known this guy since he got into it. Like, saying a guy I've known for a long time sort of implies that you're peers, right? It kind of like, it just connotes differently to be like, oh no, he's a great guy. I've known him for years. Known him a very, very long time. My point being, I think it's Big J. I think it's Big J Okerson that he said something to. This is just me predicting because I don't know. I am going to continue to try to find out. By the way, Dan Soder is one of Alan's patients. One of Alan's friends. Dr. Alan Schlesinger. Just kidding, it's Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I don't know what Dr. Alan's last name is, but I do know that he is currently in the ear of 6 or 7 of your very favorite comedians.
Why would you say that? And I was like, well, it's true. And then it was a couple months of...
But you see what people say about it, though.
You don't talk to Stav that often. I think that's where the problem is here. I think things got weird with him for a few months, and I don't know if I don't think there's any resurfacing of, like, him and Big J fighting. Excuse me, would you? Here's the thing, my friends. This is a win-win. Because it's either Big J, and I'm right, and I love that, or it's Stav, and we're gonna make fun of him so much for it. We're just gonna mock the shit out of him for it. Not even Soder is nice to you. Soder's the biggest yes man in the industry, it seems.
And then it was a couple months of...
But you see what people say about it, though. The comments on them are...
They know the rules. Listeners know the rules. You see me live, you can ask who it was, and I'll tell you.
More on this story as it develops. Let's get into our feature presentation.
Immigration is amongst us, people.
Guess who it is? I got him sitting on my bench right here. It's Redact! Woo! Redact is covering Tony Hinchcliffe's latest special. And he starts it off with a clip. My friends, there are no time codes on this. I have not seen this before. We're watching it together for the first time, probably, ever. So, grab yourself a refill. You know what? I'm going to grab me a refill, too. I need some more Mio. You probably do, too. So, I will BRB. Let's keep that energy going. With some double check your pack by Bard Fox. Check them out. BARDFOX Bard Fox. That's a little too loud. Sorry, gang. I rolled an 18. So, coming on back, calming things down. Let's watch some American Reader.
It's a real thing. It hits close to home.
What does Tony Hinchcliffe? Redact's doing the like very hacky thing now where they do like a picture of a TV and then have the screen on it because then only 30% of the screen is taken up by the actual content, which is like a workaround, but they all think it looks cool and they all think they're like clever. Look, it's an old TV. Remember cathodes?
Creation is amongst us, people. It's a real.
Remember when if you hit a TV screen with a baseball bat hard enough, it would explode? I remember.
Thing. It hits close.
It was a nasty little surprise. Actually, it was a pretty fucking sick little surprise, but still.
Close to home. My own head housekeeper came up to me just this week. She goes, my niece got picked up by immigration.
So here's the thing, gang. Tony's special. And we'll go over it on the EEG scale, don't you worry. But Tony's special. I gotta say it. No disrespect, Senator Hinchcliffe. It bored me to tears. Now, I'm going to be doing some spoiling here. Don't worry. Hopefully next week we'll cover it. It's important that I do. More than it's important that I cover Burn the Boats. And that is important because I said I would do it. But more important even than that is me covering Tony Hinchcliffe's new special. Do we agree? Judges? The judges say they're over there. Judges? Yes. So, that's no good. It's because they're the same color. Does that mean they taste good together? Not a metaphor.
This weekend, back in October, you told...
Oh, okay, so Tony's special, yeah. He did, like, a surprising amount of what I think in his mind was crowd work. He was like, I do crowd work every week. Haven't you seen me? I'm constantly sitting there doing interviews and making people laugh based on the answers that they give. I am good at crowd work, Tony tells himself. Then he goes and he does that crowd work in front of all those people. And it's just really, really boring. And here's the thing. If the audio quality was perfect, it would have been really, really boring. But the audio quality was abysmal to the tune of them not miking the audience for a special that ended up being like 1/3 crowd work. So it's just, you hear Tony and he goes, so, where are you guys from? From Austin. From Austin originally? Oh, so, are you glad you came? Yeah, well, I would say that too if I were her. It's like you can't hear what they're saying, so it's just Tony's responses. It's like listening to someone talk on the phone. Because the camera's kind of on them, and Tony's just walking around in a circle, and he creates this like big fucking mound of wire. and then keeps walking that direction in the circle. Anyway, I think, though, I'll say this. This is probably going to be the hill that I have to die on. It wasn't, not all of it was poorly written. Tony is a very talented joke writer. He's very, very skilled. He's well versed in joke writing. He's done it for more people than most people ever, right? Tony is a good joke writer. I'm not saying every joke Tony's ever written is funny. I'm not saying that his special was funny. It made me laugh a few times, but largely, again, I yawned so hard that a tear rolled down my cheek. I'm not exaggerating. And I said at the time, I'm like, babe, look, this literally bored me to tears. And I wanted to like it so bad. She's sitting there being a little fucking stink about it. She's being, I'm Tony Hinchcliffe. I have accurate and based in reality opinions about the guy. And I don't just like him ironically or whatever you like. I don't like him ironically, to be clear. He's my hero. But she is having a real stink about it. I was like, come on, Hinchcliffe, Hinchcliffe, Hinchcliffe. And he kind of let me down a little bit. But we'll get into that. Right now, we're not covering that. We're covering Redact's coverage of that. Kamehameha, let's hit play.
Told me to tell everyone I know to vote for this president.
Terrible accent. Shouldn't have gone with this.
Do you think maybe you can help? And I looked her right in her eyes and I go, Juanita, the guest bedroom bathroom toilet is clogged.
Okay, well, that was really poorly written, but not for the reasons that Redact probably thinks, which, by the way, he's about to tug. I love him so much. It's just like having your best friends fight. Tony Hinchcliffe and American Redact, these are my favorite dudes. It's like now they're fighting. This is like pro wrestling for me. Maybe I do like Dan Soder.
Alright, so it looks like Tony Hinchcliffe, who you might recognize.
Let me point out, and I'll do this in the actual eeks, but I can't help it. I can't help but eek around a little. Listen to this. And I said, Juanita.
And I looked her right in her eyes. And
if you're setting up a punchline and you say something like, without skipping a beat, I said, or I looked her right in the eyes and I said, I looked her dead in the face and I said, like, I get it that you need those syllables. You need those to create the kind of rhythm that makes your punchline land. Because saying, ba-da-da isn't as funny as ba-da-da-da-da-da. Like, it just rhythmically. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm the crazy one, don't worry, you're smart. So when you hear this right here, him being like, I looked her dead in the face and I said, if you're going to do that, I would advise that you don't, but if you're going to do that, you need to have something succinct right after it. I looked her dead in the face and I said, ba-da-da. That's not what he says. He says, Juanita.
And I go, Juanita. The guest bedroom bathroom toilet is clogged.
The guest bedroom bathroom toilet is clogged. Tony, hi. It would have been, and I think you'll agree, Writers Guild, it would have been funnier if you would have just said the toilet inside or the toilet is clogged. It needs to be done by the time you go home or I'm sending you with her or whatever. Like, the guest bedroom bathroom toilet is clogged. It's just weird. It's too much ink. You know, there's too much fluff there. The guest, okay, that's one specification. We're not just talking about a bedroom bathroom. We're not just talking about a toilet, okay? It would be one thing. We're talking about the guest bedroom bathroom toilet. That's too many steps. You know, the fact that it's a guest, that this is a bedroom for guests, doesn't matter. You don't need that in your story. The fact that it's a bedroom, a guest bedroom toilet, doesn't matter. You don't need that for your story. We know that the toilet is in the bathroom. You don't need to say the guest bedroom bathroom toilet. You could just fucking say toilet. And frankly, if we're talking about rhythm, it would have been better for you to just say toilet or something, maybe inside to, but like, That's just because you're sitting out by your pool at the time of this story. So, I mean, they're going to assume you don't need to say the inside toilet. You can literally just say toilet. What, you don't want us to think you take big poops? We know you don't take big poops, bird butt.
Alright, so it looks like...
You cloaca ass, having ass motherfucker. I'm looking forward to playing some songs tonight.
Hey, Tony Hinchcliffe, who you might recognize as the zesty host and founder.
Well played, Redact. That was a genuine laugh from me. Calling Tony zesty is really funny.
Looks like Tony Hinchcliffe, who you might...
Looks like... How do you do this with your voice, man? Looks like...
Alright, so it looks like...
Looks like...
Tony Hinchcliffe, who you might recognize as the
I'm just sitting here talking shit. He didn't fuck anything up there. That was a reach on my behalf. I try not to... I try not to go there, but from time to time it gets away from me. I do, in fact, run my mouth.
zesty host and founder of Kill Tony just released a brand new comedy special on Netflix recently titled Man of the People.
Was it? Oh, shit, I see what she was saying. Okay, so Tony has these emblems on stage, and there are these red circles with white diamonds that are filled in black and then have TH in them. Red circles, white diamonds, filled in with black, and have white font that says TH in them. And my fiance, who is not a lover of Tony Hinchcliffe like me, was like, those look like swastikas. And I was like, I'm so sick of people calling people Nazis. Words have meaning and we need those words. You can't just say Nazi because then when there's a real Nazi, you're not going to know what to call them. I did my whole spiel. And then the first glance I saw these, I looked down and I was like, that a fucking swastika.
And...
Sorry, babe. Right again.
Unsurprisingly enough, it was so...
We can do the Keegan-Michael Key thing you talked about.
...weird and terrible that you honestly can't even consider it as comedy.
Can we go ahead and talk about your phrasing there? It's so abysmal and horrible, you can't even consider it as comedy. Am I in your head, Redact? Why are you getting worse at this?
Netflix recently titled Man of the People. And unsurprisingly enough, it was so weird and terrible that you...
It was weird and terrible. Great adjectives.
You honestly can't...
It was weird and terrible.
Can't even consider it as comedy.
Stop trying to make your voice sexy, Redact. It ain't gonna work. Quit whispering into the mic, you ASMR weirdo. You ASMR tard.
If anything, it was more like a born...
Why are you singing to me, Redact? I sing to you.
Racist TED Talk.
Boring, racist TED Talk. What was racist about it? That his housekeeper's name was Juanita? He didn't say that she had to be his housekeeper. She was Mexican. What was racist about it? Lots of aspects, but I want to hear you say that.
With audience participation involved.
Is Redact from this planet? Why are you talking like this, dude? Or is this someone else that wrote your script? Are you hiring now?
You have black friends? What's one of them?
Are you big enough? You're hiring. This is Walmart. I told you, they're all becoming Walmart. It's like Walmart that got big on punching up. And they punched their way all the way up, and now it's like, oh no. There's a whole nother generation of ecosystems that are climbing up after me. That's me, bro. I'm the vines. Gonna give you a tickle.
Their names.
Consensual tickle, Redact. Don't get your hopes up.
Sean.
I don't know what I meant by that.
Wow, perfect. Deshaun. Now I believe you.
I mean, it was very...
because it's racist to say that it's a more black... That Deshaun is a more black name than Sean. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? We're doing ostrich politics? Okay. That's not a more black name. Deshaun is not a more black name than Sean. Sure, it's racist to say that it is. Okay.
Clearly tailored for an audience that enjoys predictable racial stereotype jokes, pro-ICE talking...
You like stop it, whatever. We're not getting on to Stavi stuff today. We literally don't have time. We're already over.
Points and an endless stream of glaze for Donald Trump. But to make it even worse...
Did he? Okay. Should I do this? I think I'm going to do this. All right. Give me 2 shakes here. I'm going to write down all Redact's points. Well, not all of them. Redact's points on Hinchcliffe. He says, racist. He says, on Hinchcliffe special. He says racist. Okay, probably, I guess. If your bar for racism is that we can't point out that Deshaun is a blacker name than Sean, then sure, it's racist. Okay. Really weird, but okay, it's racist. Fine. That was your example for the racism. We'll see, won't we? Won't we, guys? We're gonna see. He also says that it's, what was it? Oh, glaze is a constant glazing of Trump. Maybe. I know he loves the guy. I'm not saying that he doesn't constantly glaze Trump. I'm saying that your claims that this special was him glazing Trump the whole time feel off base. Maybe there's an R word I can't think of. Where you're not quite to the things, so you extend your arm. What is it?
Points and an endless stream of glaze for Donald Trump. But to make it even worse, there weren't even
no examples on that one. Curious, bordering on suspicious, my man.
Any clever punchlines.
Not any clever punchlines. And this is American Redact. He knows clever punchlines. Fuck. At least I have a scale. At least I'm like, we're all idiots who don't know what we're talking about, and we're speaking way out of our depths. Ty Rivera could change that and become the new king, but whatever. He's out there fighting the black people in the north. I've got fatigue. In the world of fucking Ty Rivera. But the rest of us don't know what we're talking about. Especially Redact. Any of us. None of us really know what we're talking about, but at least I have some kind of scale so you could point to a thing. I'm not saying it's flawless. I'm saying it can be someday. But it's not flawless now. But it's so funny. I can high road them now. Right? Because I used to do the same thing. I used to go, that's not funny. That's not funny. That isn't funny. I was doing the Kevin Hart thing where I'm like, it was smart. It was funny. It was funny because it was smart. I liked it because it was funny and smart. I used to do that too. I was doing what Redact did. No clever punchlines whatsoever. But if you don't have an actual like scale, then it just seems really, really funny to just be like, it's really not funny because it is stupid. And it was dumb. It's not funny. You sound really dumb and stupid, my man. You should check out the EEC scale. Like $9.99, $19.99 for you, bro. You can afford it.
Racial stereotype out loud and expect a massive roar from the audience.
A massive what? So you do run ads. I was literally just gonna say like, I don't know, does Redact actually like do the ads thing? Oh right, Redact bleeps the word ass because he wants Redact to be peddled to children. Oh cool, now I can look forward to picking up one of these sweet metal wallets. Oh, I didn't know one think of this before.
All black neighborhood, you learn a lot. What's a big stereotype about black guys? Here's one that you've probably heard. Black men love eating chicken.
I'll say it's racial. I don't know, and I'm just a fucking pink guy who doesn't know shit about racism or whatever, but it seems to me like that's more racially based than racist. Because if they're like, black people like chicken, and I think they're gross and dumb, that would be racist. He's just pointing out, and this is the classic, everybody loves chicken. I'm just saying, like, yes, this is a racially based stereotype. Sure. And this is me asking, is that inherently racist? Is it inherently racist to point out stereotypes? Even if they're ones that you're not saying you believe. Like, Tony's not declaring they do. He's saying it's a very popular stereotype that black dudes like chicken.
And my studies show that that's true. Black men do love eating chicken. We all love eating chicken, but black men fucking all love eating chicken.
So it's like, it's a common stereotype, and in my experience, it's true.
And so, being that...
That's your example of it being constantly racist, is that he says black people like chicken. I'll give you that a racist joke, the floating island of garbage joke, was racist because it was derogatory in some way. It was pointing to this race of people, or this nation of people, and being like, garbage. That's funny, but it's racist, right? We can agree on that. I don't think saying that, like, it's like white people don't cook with spice. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there are, so that's what cultures are. You can't, stereotypes are just traits exhibited by cultures in this melting pot that we call America. You know, like, it's so fucking funny that you can't point out aspects of people's cultures because that's racism. Is it? He didn't say chicken sucks, only black people like it because they have bad taste. He said black dudes like chicken. Like, he said everybody likes chicken, but black dudes really like chicken. And that was your great example for it's racist. Not looking good already, Redact.
Tony has over 20 years of experience on stage. You would think that he'd be able to come up with a joke a little more creative than black people love of eating chicken.
Okay, but did you maybe cut out the punchline? Do you maybe not understand joke structure to the point where you think you could take 2 sentences out of context from a person's comedy and then go, oh, and he didn't. It's not even a funny punchline. Maybe he's playing the punchline here, but Redact, really?
He'd be able to come up with a joke a little more creative than black people love eating chicken, especially on his huge official Netflix special.
That was not the punchline. It was the setup to the punchline.
But that's actually the part a lot of people, including...
I think. Here's the thing. Even if it wasn't... Okay, if that was the punchline, it was a poorly written joke. But I don't know that it, like, harkens to these claims of racism. I don't know that it corroborates these claims of racism that you're making.
The executives at Netflix...
Got your back, Senator Hinchcliffe.
Netflix are missing. Tony Hinchcliffe is not a comedian.
Here's the thing. Redact, my friend, it's not your fault. It's not. When a child learns the F word from their profane father and goes into kindergarten the next day and says, Miss Teacher, fuck. Is it that kid's fault that he said fuck? No. Just like it's not your fault, Redact. So you mistake the term comedian to only mean stand-up comic. It's actually a far broader term. Stephen Colbert is a comedian. All these talk show hosts are comedians. SNL actors are comedians. They do, now wait for it, comedy. Stand-up comedy is only one very small aspect of comedy. But it's not your fault, Redact, because you are the child brain here, and the grown-ups, the stand-up comedians that be, refer to comedy when they're just talking about stand-up comedy. Some of them will say stand-up. That's what I like about stand-up. Blah, 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 blah. But they're all comedians. Dan Soder, Tony Hinchcliffe, he has... Redact, hear me out, okay? I'm going to talk to your little kindergartner brain here, buddy. Being so mean. I just run my mouth is all. Redact. They're all comedians, and Tony Hinchcliffe has a podcast where the entire format is that comedians come on and tell jokes. Like, you can't say it, he's not a comedian. It's just, yes, he is by the technical definition. Is he a bad stand-up comic? Yeah. In my experience, yes, he is. But he's a good joke writer, and he's funny. You can't have made millions and millions of people laugh and then have Redact tell you you're not actually a comedian. On whose authority? Oh, don't you know this is my school, Redact?
He's in fact merely the host of
You're parking in the back parking lot now. No, the front parking lot. That's for the lame kids.
an extremely popular talent show that relies on the talent of the guests and the lack.
Someone's fighting. Oh yeah, they were yelling. If they fight, I'll go stop it. Not on my block. That's just my rule.
Host of an extremely
People like, there's like a 1 block area, anywhere I live, where I just don't let shit go down there. If I can hear you from inside my house, you're not allowed to be crazy around me. Just go a block down and do it there. I don't care. I don't kill each other in the fucking woods. I don't care about either of you. I don't want you near my house where I can hear you. You're triggering me. Fuck off now. And I've done it every place I've lived in my adult life. If there's something going on if there's something going down outside, I will make myself a part of it.
a popular talent show that relies on the talent.
Car crashes, incidents between yelling people and the police. I deal with it. I broke up a domestic violence. I stopped this guy from choking this high school kid from choking his girlfriend. This is all in the last 2 years, 3 years. So when I hear stuff like that, I gotta tune in. I don't know if I gotta go be an insane person. Holy shit, fine. We'll beat each other up over there.
Of the guests and the lack of talent of the bucket pulls to be successful. So even though he prides himself as one of the 250 last professional comedians on planet
He's never said that. Rogan said that once to Cat Williams, but Redact, he was high. He can't be held accountable for the things he was saying, just like Stabby. If Stabby goes on JRE and gets high, he might say something bad about immigrants, according to his own fears. So Rogan was high when he said that. He's hitting a blunt, man. It's not fair for you to say that.
He prides himself as one of the 250 last professional comedians on planet Earth.
And no one says it's the last one. Hey, whatever.
When he does attempt stand-up comedy like this, you can really tell that he's...
You can really tell that he just... Your YouTube voice is so fucking funny, bro. That just cracks me up. And he thinks that if he were doing a joke, he would be... I would fucking pay all of my totally real money to be a fly on the wall for a Redact recording session. Just to sit there while he's like, which is funny. Which is funny, because he has never made a joke in his life. Now turn up the bass so I don't sound like the little bitch that I probably am.
He's just a fraud, because after
just a fraud.
Stating that black people love fried chicken.
You didn't say fried, you said fried, Redact. Oh, now it's fried because Tony said chicken. Which, to be fair, the stereotype is fried chicken. But Tony didn't take it to fried, Redact. You did. It's almost like you're speaking out of your fucking depth, bro.
Follows this up with a prehistoric stereotype involving black children growing up without their fathers.
Oh, yeah, totally. None of us have ever met a black person that doesn't know their dad. Okay, prehistoric, yes, that's because that's how stereotypes work, man. We're evil, and other people do other things. That's what the stereotypes are, right?
But what you don't know,
I just need to take a second and revel in the fact that Tony said that black people love chicken, and Redact mistook that, and when he was reporting on it, corrected that to fried chicken. That's not even a swing and a miss, Redact. That's a swing and a let go and accidentally hit a kid. You just did the opposite of the thing you're trying to do. You just perpetuated the most negative aspects of that stereotype. You fucking idiot.
No, if you don't have a lot of...
That is so iconically a Stav fan.
Oh, I feel this way about these dumb people. I mean, the people that you call dumb.
It's like, dog, okay, virtue acknowledged, Redact. So what do we do with the rest of this?
Black friends is what I know, which is that black men do not love eating eggs. Interesting, right?
This is your takedown? This is your big moment, Redact? You had 53 minutes, and some of it's really bad, and this is what you went with?
Because even in the chicken world, they don't want to be around their children.
Okay, again, here's the thing. It doesn't surprise, it's not your fault, Redact. It's not your fault that you don't know why this is bad. Okay? If a kid, I'm just kidding. Redact thinks that this is bad because it's racist. His instincts are on. His brain is dumb. He is like,
oh, I'm saying that black people don't like eggs or their children.
And sure, it's like, I guess, offensive or whatever. Sure. Saying that George Floyd was in hell was probably way more offensive, but like, let's jump onto the eggs thing. Sure, Redact.
Oh, he's just saying these racist things.
It's like, no, Redact. Yes, it's bad. You got that far. Your critical thoughts sort of failed because maybe you're under the gun too much, or you've expanded too wide, or you're just bad at talking and thinking. I don't know. But this is shit. Because it's poorly written. Like, let's listen to it again. I'll point out why. And then we'll do it again tomorrow in depth on the EEK scale. By the way, Redact, remember to hit subscribe, man. I can't help but notice you're not in my ranks yet.
They don't want to be around
my ranks.
Their children.
Me and the homies. Okay, so this is confusing because black dudes don't eat eggs because they don't want to be around their children. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I think with some work you could make it make sense. It still wouldn't be great. It would still be kind of racist, but it wouldn't just be shit like this, because that doesn't make any sense, Tony. And this is something you would point out. I learned it from watching you. This is something that you would point out, is that it's not the black dudes aren't having the eggs. Like, that's not their eggs. It's not their children. This just doesn't make any sense. It's a poorly written joke. The fact that it's racist is the least egregious part about it, says I.
And you see, the problem with Tony Hinchcliffe, and with a lot of right-wing comedy as a whole, is that they're so obsessed with the idea of being canceled that they stop focusing on what actually matters.
Yet again, Redact does the thing where I pointed out, I think last week, Redact, to say that somebody is wrong about everything implies that you've got some idea what's right. Right? You know, you and that, you got it all figured out. This is exactly that, but with different words.
Obsessed with the idea of being canceled that they stop focusing on what actually matters. Like, instead of saying...
So you're now saying that Tony and all the other very famous millionaire comedians, they're so focused on getting canceled that they forget what actually matters. Redact, this is quite the promise you've made to us, your audience. Tell us what really matters, Redact.
The funniest things they can think of. They'd rather just say the most offensive, shocking jokes that come to mind, hoping the shock value will do the heavy lifting, but more often than not, the result is exactly like this.
So what's important in life, Redact? You just set me up to be like,
they don't even know what's important in life. They think it's getting canceled, but really it's, well, they think it's getting canceled.
It doesn't surprise me that you whiffed that so extremely.
I've never said the N-word before.
On stage?
On stage.
Yeah. That made me laugh. This whole thing made me laugh.
Ever stub your toe in the middle of the night? Try it.
But aside from the...
Redact, you're just that good?
It's not even funny if I'm alone, and it's not, the only person that's gonna hear it is me and my cats.
We know you have cats.
It's gonna be me and my cats, and I would still never say it because that would be racist. And what if
Yeah, you seem like you were brought up in a real urban area, man. You seem very comfortable around people of color, Redact. This is so fucking funny.
Blatant racism masked in the cadence and delivery of a good joke. What makes this special even worse is that it was made up of probably 80% crowd work.
Dumb. It was like 30% crowd work, though. Like I said earlier, you don't need to be so hyperbolic. These dudes are dumb. Not Tony Hinchcliffe, of course. These guys are so fucking bad at what they do, and they're dumb enough to fuck up. They do have evil in them. That exists. You don't need to use all this hyperbole that just fucking ruins your credibility. It's like you have this thing. Stop trying to turn it into something that it's not. It's just because this is fine. You got this right here. They're fucking around, dude. You can call them out. They're being crazy. Not the ones you're focusing on right now, but they're being fucking crazy. Even Hinchcliffe, there's plenty. I've said it before. There's plenty to hate about Tony Hinchcliffe, but you just pick the wrong things. No, you don't. You pick the things you believe other people want to hear you pick. You're hoping that your vague leftist audience is going to be like, we don't do racism. Racism? We can disagree about politics, but not about racism. It's like, okay, apparently it works. You have 272,415 views on this in the last 22 hours. Guys, hear me out. We pivot. We're American Redact now. I can't keep not having anything forever. I need to be Redact. I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna. I need to stop the show right now. I need to stop the show right now because I gotta go figure out how I become Redact. So without any further ado. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See again. How many burned bridges that once led to good friends? And I'm not saying that it's not my fault. I'm just saying, God damn it is all. 'Cause I push the ones I love away again. But I'm not gonna change. If I could've, I would've by now. Survive by the sore on my back, nor the sweat on my brow. And I know that's not charismatic to say. I should just push all those thoughts away, but that's never really been my style. I run my mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me tell ya, don't always go so well. I've got all these criticisms and these judgments up in my head, and I am not afraid to tell. And so I push the ones I love the most, the farthest away. I'm not saying that that's not my fault, it's just, God damn it, it's all I'm trying to say. But I am not gonna change. If I could've, I would've by now. And I'll not survive by the sore on my back, nor the sweat on my brow. And I know it's not charismatic to say I should push all those thoughts away, but that's never really been my style. I run my mouth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I could've, I would've by now. And I'll not survive by the sore of my back, nor the sweat on my brow. And I know that's not charismatic to say. I should push all those thoughts away. But that's never really been my style. No, that's never really been my style. That's never really been my style. I run my mouth. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you as always. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back same time next week as always. This has been Critical Leaks. And in the meantime, be nice.